Here we go.
America first.
It's political bullshit.
America first.
You're fired. Time to play the game. Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about control. And if you can take it, it's all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about pay. And who's gonna make it? I am the game. You don't wanna play me. I am control. No way you can shake me. I am heavy debt. No way you can pay me. I am the pain, and I know you can't take me. Look over your shoulder, ready to run like a craven bitch from a smoking gun. I am the game, and I make the rules. So move on out, you can die like a fool. Trying to figure out what my move's gonna be. Come on over, circle, why don't you ask me? Don't you forget there's a price you can pay. 'Cause I am the game and I want to play. Time to play the game.
All right, Friday night, August 1st.
Right.
August is typically a hot month. Welcome to Same Cues, Different Views, episode 15. We are your host, Big Country Parabellum, myself, joined by Chris Walker from Small Town Tattoos.
What's up, Chris?
And
What's up, guys?
we got a banger show lined up tonight. A lot of information came out this week. What about that intro? Time to play the game.
That was nice,
man.
dude. That was nice.
Do you like
I
my
like
Go
little?
wrong with Lemmy.
Yeah. The
A whole lot of wrestlers in the news today. Or
There's
in the
a-
last week, you know.
there's a reason I made that video, and we'll get into that a little bit later when we get the show moving on here. But time to play the game. Cue drops.
All right.
Hey, Dave, can you hear me?
Yep.
If he was to go on Facebook to share it, what's it on Facebook?
Well, I was getting ready to get into that. Apparently, we didn't set the stream up on Facebook, so we're not over on Facebook unless Parabellum wants to go set up that information and shoot me the StreamYard or the stream key and URL. But we forgot to set that up. I forgot all about it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that, about Facebook tonight.
Yeah.
We was trying to get all the guests and everything put together, but
Yeah, we may just skip Facebook for the night. We'll just do the replay on Facebook later. But anyway,
Well, when you do the Facebook replay,
Yep.
tag me in it, and then that way I can share it with everybody. You know, I just
Right.
want to make sure the next time it goes out, like you try to get a lot of views on it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, actually, I tagged you in.
you should be able to click. You should be able to click. It's on the Facebook, the YouTube account, so you should be able to click on that. I don't know if we can share that or something.
I had tagged Walker on Facebook earlier when I made the announcement of the show and the time and everything.
Yeah,
So-
just share
Was
that.
it on my messenger?
No, I just made the post and tagged you on Facebook in it.
Go to my page and then find the tag, and then just tell everybody to share it.
There's one for Rumble, one for YouTube, and one for Twitch that I had made. It was two different posts. But just pick one and share it, or share them all.
Mm-hmm. Any one of those that they click on, they should be able to watch the live stream.
So
I
anyway,
just share backwards.
it's Friday night. Damn, the shit that's happened this week. Oh, you had all
What a full-blown week, dude.
Yeah, the burn bag of documents, stuff with Maxwell. Wow.
Don't wear American Eagle jeans, dude. They'll make you want to put somebody in the oven.
Well, I don't know what it makes me want to do. It makes me want to do some bad stuff if I look at it right here.
Can you believe that shit, man?
It's insane, dude. With the American Eagle, I do have a little bit of something I'll be sharing a little later in the show with that. But American Eagle did put out a response, and it's absolutely hilarious. I don't know if you guys seen it, but
No.
From what I gather, they sold out of those jeans, didn't they?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, whatever they did, it worked.
They did. They sold out of the jeans. I'll show you real
Yeah.
quick if you guys want to. I don't know if you've seen this, but this was American Eagle's response. And they came out after the whole everything's going on and everybody hated Sydney Sweeney over this. But their response was, we sincerely apologize for featuring Sydney Sweeney in our recent advertisement. In hindsight, we underestimated the combined impact of her blue eyes, blonde hair, and general hotness. Also, we did not realize how big her boobs would be. Our marketing team has sent to denim sensitivity training. Thank you for your feedback, and please stop emailing us.
Dude, that's beautiful, man. That's what the world needs, though.
Good shit.
Hey, you need straight to the point humor like that. Kind of like when Wendy's, you had that program, people were talking to Wendy's, and Wendy's was burning people in the comment section. So American Eagle just took a page out of that book, and they said, look, guys, we're not dealing with this shit.
I'm certainly not mad at her.
Real quick, Dave, if you don't care, post it on my main page. Just write it out on my, because I didn't get it. I can't find it.
1 second here.
Just put it on my main page. My son's gonna get it and start sharing it.
Go to your page there, Chris and Misty Walker, and I guess I'll have to comment on.
But that's okay. Say, what's up, Chris?
I'm commenting on that.
Hey.
I'm commenting on one of your posts here.
Okay.
There you go, big country.
That is the
You know that joke.
Yeah.
that is the YouTube link I commented, and here comes the Rumble link. There we go. Anyway, jeans.
Poor Sydney, man. Poor Sydney.
Lord, what are we ever going to do?
I wonder
It's so rough.
what the-
If Trump wasn't making all them tariff deals, we might run out of denim. I'm telling you. But, I just don't see it happening.
wonder what the libtards thought of the response.
You know, it'd be
from
real
American
cool.
Eagle.
What'd be real cool is they put them on sale for $17.
Yes.
Mention.
Hell of an idea.
Wait! I got it. Mention promo code Q
Yep, there you go.
and get them for $17.
Yeah. Hell of an idea. That Walker's a salesman, buddy.
Yeah. Might even stitch in a Pepe the frog on there for you. You know?
Don't you do it? Oh,
put that back up there. Put that back up
Yeah.
there again. You know what that makes me think of?
What's that? I know it's not Pepe, but
what is it? A Christmas Story with Ralphie, and he had the
yeah.
you look like a deranged frog Easter bunny.
Yeah.
That's a pissed off Pepe right there, man. He's really sad with life right now. You know, he's going through the Easter blues.
Oh man.
Oh, what do you say we get into some financial news, guys?
Let's hear it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we got this. Wrong button. Here we go. All right, financial news. Somebody muted.
Parabellum is muted.
Wasn't me this time.
That was me. I did it. I pulled a hex 7. I muted myself. I'm sitting here talking to myself like a crazy.
Come out.
Like that. You know it. All right, so we're going to get into a little bit of the trade deals that went down this week, guys. Let me turn off these subtitles. One of the biggest ones, I mean, this picture itself, it speaks for itself. Everything that went down between the United States and the EU trade deal. You got 0% tariff on American exports, 15% tariff on most European goods. The EU is committed to purchasing $750 billion worth of U.S. energy products. That's including oil, gas, and nuclear fuel over the next 3 years. Additionally, the EU will invest $600 billion in the U.S. economy by 2028. And it's important to note that part of this deal that you may not have seen is that the United States, there's a 50% tariffs on steel EU exports on aluminum, and that's going to remain in place until further negotiations are planned. And hey, big country, I know you asked this last week, so I did want to tell you the top exports of EU are pharmaceuticals, machinery, and industrial machinery, automotive, and electrical equipment. That's going to be the top 4 exports that come out of the EU deal.
I wonder if it's on the pharmaceuticals. I wonder if it's in that 17-page letter.
Oh, you better know it. Yeah, the 17 letters that were sent out. Most definitely, President Trump sent out 17 to a lot of the pharma companies, and he sent out 17 letters. And we were kind of messing around with Hex, saying there's a good Q connection there. But as far as the USA and EU trade deal, I mean, President Trump went out. You thought it was as big as it could get with Japan, with a $550 billion investment from Japan. On the last week's show, we did a tariff deal for that, but it got bigger, 1.3 trillion with the EU. That's huge, man. That's as big as it gets. That's the biggest tariff deal that we've had, and God bless President Trump for that. I think the economy is going to start seeing huge strides forward if we keep this up.
Yeah.
As far as the next one that goes, we got South Korea. That was another trade deal that came out. The U.S. will impose a 15% tariff on South Korean goods, which is a reduction from the 25% that had been threatened by President Trump. U.S. exports will receive a 0% tariff. South Korea pledged to invest $350 billion in U.S.-owned industries and sectors designated by the U.S. president. However, $150 billion of that is going to be used on shipbuilding cooperation between the USA and South Korea. The remaining $200 billion, a lot like the Japanese deal, $200 billion can be spent at President Trump's discretion on the United States economy as he sees fit. Another big part about that is 90% of what President Trump spends out of that $200 billion, 90% of that return is going to go back to the USA. Did you have something to say, guys?
Yeah, that $150 billion you were talking about there. Can I put a slide up real quick?
Oh, let me.
Dave from X22 had put that out yesterday. U.S. 150, Trump's 150 billion in tariff revenue within 6 months.
Oh yeah,
versus Biden's 48.3 billion in 6 months. So
absolutely, yeah. It started off with a budget surplus of 27 billion. Now we're up to 150 billion, and by the end of the year, it's projected to be over $350 billion for the United States revenue and tariffs. So,
yes, sir.
You can't get no better than that with President Trump, man. I mean, a lot of people want to hate on him, but
right now, man. Did you hear Bill Maher having to retract his statements on Trump and his tariffs?
I did, and he said
Yeah,
President Trump was
That was
absolutely right. You know, he did. Yeah, you had to eat crow, and they're doing it out there right now.
Hey,
There's been a lot of them
man,
like
for
lately.
saying that though. You know.
Oh yeah,
A lot of them's eating crow because of it.
Yeah,
A lot of
absolutely.
them are.
Yeah, Bill Maher's not the only one. There was others mentioned. I just can't remember their names right now.
Let's see here. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, Bill Maher, you had that going on. There was a lot of them that are coming out, and Democrats are really starting to eat crow, and they're saying, you know what, it's working, right?
Yep.
So we got a little bit of a mixed financial report that's coming out this week. Another good thing about the South Korea trade deal that went down, guys, is that is yet another trade deal that President Trump has signed that is going to have open market with South Korea. So, you know, the country's opening their market fully to be open with the U.S., including accepting American products like cars, trucks, and agricultural goods. More importantly, that's going to be under the U.S. standards of safety. Okay. It doesn't mean that whenever we ship it out to South Korea, then they've got to double check it. And if it's no good, it goes back. Right. So that stuff, that the old ways, that's done. Okay. We're over with that. What is some of the big exports for South Korea? You know, the biggest export that South Korea puts in is in the automotive sector with cars, 31.3 billion. That comes in from South Korea into the United States. And what are some of the vehicles that come in from South Korea? I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. Hyundai, Kia, and this one blew my mind, man. Chevy, in parentheses, GM Korea, and more specifically, Chevy. Some of them are built down there, the Trax and the Trailblazer.
Well, just think like, you know, like we talked about this on the show also recently, was how Detroit, you know, it was like the big auto capital of the world where cars were built, manufacturing.
Yeah, the big four.
Oh, yeah.
And
It was a 36% surge actually was just reported by President Trump.
That's why you see all these automakers
sector
overseas. But I think they're all going to start coming back. I know, like, what was it? A couple months ago, Trump was talking about Hyundai building a factory in New Orleans.
Yeah. Well, that's a part of what's going on with the finances, as far as I've seen this week, is that what you're really starting to see is you're seeing America become a manufacturer again. Okay. And we're not taking in exports. We're actually manufacturing our own goods, and we're selling products, and we're becoming, yet again, under President Trump, one of the number one exporters in all the countries.
Did you guys see where John Deere decided to say fuck it, move the factory to Mexico?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Oh yeah. President Trump made comments about just because they didn't want to, you know, pay his taxes or on the tariffs, and he decided to go ahead and put his factory into Mexico. You could probably Google it real quick and see.
Yeah, I'd bring it up. I'll do that whenever I have this full screen. I can't bring it up, but I'll look into that at the end of this so I can take this off.
Something tells me that one's been coming for a minute. Have you guys noticed, like, just local John Deere dealers around here? Blackburn's is one of them up toward Pikeville. Actually, I think it might be Ivell.
Yeah, closed down.
If I'm not mistaken, it's not there anymore, is it?
Yeah, they're gone.
It's not. They moved. Yeah.
Yeah, that's happening in a lot more places than just here.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna take their ball and go home. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I see when I see that? I see a lot
Nothing
of those
runs like a deer.
Yeah, I see a lot of those big companies packing up and moving overseas. But you know what that means to me? You know, an old school conservative Republican. That means that the little man, the mom and pop store down the street, and the middle class stores that are trying to open up and start actually have a chance. You know, that's what I get out of that. When the big boys are leaving town, buddy, the little man's got a chance. And I'd love for a little bit of that to go back in the United States.
Yes, sir. I'm seeing a lot of things open up on the mining side of things too.
Yes.
Just with the line of work that I'm in, heavy equipment.
Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of the mining materials with President Trump going after rare earth minerals, and he's relaxing all the restrictions on coal mining, of course. I think we went over in the last few shows. He's totally took back a lot of the restrictions that allowed, even going around Pikeville here lately. You see coal mines that ain't been open in about, 10, 15 years. Guess what? You got a conservative president.
I don't know if y'all heard about this, but there's been some people coming in, buying up old mines and stuff that has the rare minerals in it, and they're buying property around here. I don't know if y'all heard about any of that. But
well, that's a possibility. I wouldn't put it past nobody because to me personally, in the digital age where rare earth minerals are becoming just as important as coal mining, I could see a lot of people trying to come in and get those mines and start moving towards the rare mineral earth trade because that's going to be the new future for a lot of the computer chips it's used in, Nintendo Switches, all the way up to military air defense planes. Rare earth minerals are used in everything electronic. And I don't know if you get, we look around today, everything's electronic. So I see that becoming a big trade, and I could believe that 100%. People coming in to try and get rare earth minerals.
They are. I know a couple of buddies where they're buying up the property. And it's people, but what pisses me off, it's people from not in this country. It's like,
well, that's the bad thing. You definitely don't want that.
Why can't it be somebody that's local to be able to do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder if they're still reaping benefits from the Biden administration as far as being, a foreigner that came in and they're able to get all these loans and stuff like that. I'd like to look into that and see if maybe some of those got dissipated under the Trump administration so that it can be American born, American made, The
John Deere stuff there, I'd posted a link in chat if you wanted to look at it, Parabellum, when you get a second.
Okay. I'm just going to go over this Pakistan trade deal real quick. Okay. And I can't pull out of the full screen.
I know. I figured I'd take the time and search it for you. So
absolutely. I appreciate
that
it. We'll bring it up here.
First one I came across.
So I'll go ahead and cover the final one, which was a Pakistan trade deal. So there's 3 trade deals that went down. But the Pakistan trade deal was recently finalized, which includes it. Now, here's the thing about this trade deal. It's primarily focused on energy partnership. Okay, so this wasn't like one of those trade deals where there's $550 billion investment into the United States or we're going to pay down our tariffs. This is a little bit weird and you get mixed results with this Pakistan deal, but it basically breaks down to cooperation on developing Pakistan's oil reserves and a reduction in tariffs on Pakistani exports to the U.S. So the U.S. set a new reduced tariff rate of 19% on Pakistani exports, and that's down from 29%, in which President Trump threatened them before the August 1st deadline. The big thing you need to remember about this here, a lot of people try to say that Pakistan walked away as a winner in this trade deal between President Trump. But here's what I'm going to tell you. The key element of this trade deal is the U.S.-Pakistan deal involves collaboration of developing Pakistan's largely untapped oil reserves in Islamabad. Okay. This partnership, though, this is the big thing. It's expected to involve a U.S. firm leading the oil development efforts. Okay. So that's huge, man. So you're basically saying, U.S., come in, help us develop our oil, and you're going to get a certain percent of Pakistani oil. And we know how much oil is over there, guys. So who really won this deal? I'm going to have to still stick with Trump on this one. He may have had to not be as tough, but I think he still came out on top with this deal.
Oh, it might be because of the economical impact in the country itself. And if he helps with the oils and stuff and then increases the sales there and makes them a stronger country, and then the next thing, like if we need oil or need oil cheaper or whatever.
Absolutely. We can fill up our reserves. It puts us in a better negotiating place. We have our own oil, including Anwar, and being one of the biggest exporters coming back to us. Yeah, that definitely, I agree with you. That puts us in a more strategically good position in the future.
Quick question for you, Parabellum, since you mentioned reserves. How's the SPR looking since Trump took office, our Strategic Petroleum Reserve?
Honestly, I need to look into that. If one of you guys can look that up real quick, we can talk about that real quick. But I didn't get to put that in this presentation. Eventually, I'm going to get another monitor, and I'll be able to look that stuff up on the fly for you guys so we get a little better at this.
Gotcha. Good deal, man.
But as we're looking that up, I know the U.S. economy now, we reported the second quarter GDP, gross domestic produce. It increased to 3%.
3%, yeah.
Yeah, so that was a lot of some of the big things that was going on. Initially, in the first quarter, it showed a 0.5% decrease, and people were starting to get worried. Oh, no, our GDP is going down. But it gained that 5% it lost, and then 3% more than some in the second quarter.
It started picking up in May, I think.
It did. It started picking up in May. Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. So that's really big news for what's happening. And, I'm thinking to myself, and this is where it gets a little nasty in the financial sector, guys, with what's going on is the U.S. economy. I'm reading this headline that says 3% growth, right? So then today, this morning, guess what came out? And I'm sure you guys are probably aware of it. The July jobs report came out. And
all the information.
the July jobs report come out, and I can't help but read through this thing, and I'm starting to think something stinks about this July job report. So just to go over a little bit of what they reported. The jobs report reported that the U.S. economy added a modest 73,000 jobs in July, and it's falling short of economic expectations. There was a huge downward revision, which was 258,000 less jobs, painting a much weaker picture of the labor market in the preceding months. You look at May's job additions, they were revised down to 19,000 from 144. And in June, they revised it even more, 14,000 less jobs in a revision from 147,000. They want to try and say the unemployment rate, ticked up, but I'd say it's slightly from 4.1 to 4.2. Some of the good things that came out of it, though, your average hourly earnings increased by 0.3% month over month. So that is one of the positive things that came out of this. They even go in and they try to say there's weakness in other sectors. And this is where I've got a little bit of an issue. Like something stinks here. Okay. They're saying several industries, including manufacturing, which we have just probably became one of the biggest manufacturing countries on the planet, according, to President Trump and all of his tariffs and the factories and everything that we've been following. Professional and business services, wholesale trade, experienced job loss, or they're saying they remain stagnant. But this is the big one. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Look at this impact on Federal Reserve policy. This had me really questioning because you had everything that's going on with Jerome Powell, right? He chose to not change and lower the Fed rate here recently. But according to when we had a weak jobs report, if you look it up, it says a weak jobs report significantly increased the likelihood of a Federal Reserve interest rate cut in September. Before the report, the probability of a rate cut was around 38 to 40%. But since this week job report came out, it surged to 67 or 88%. What do you guys think about that? Is that crazy?
Yeah, I've got Trump's Truth Social post on that. If you want to give it a read.
Oh yeah, hold on a second.
Okay.
Yeah, let's pull that up real quick.
All right.
Who was reporting those job numbers, Parabellum?
Well, here we go.
That's what we're getting ready to get into.
Yep.
So I'll go ahead and remove. You go ahead and add that to stage. So we're getting ready to get into that. And that's why I think something stinks about this. All right. I was just informed, according to President Truth on Truth Social, I was just informed that our country's job numbers are being produced by a Biden appointee. And listen to this name. Listen to this name. A Biden appointee, dude. So here we go. Dr. Erica McIntarfer. Okay, first of all, if McIntarfer is in charge of anything in my life, I'm going to immediately question that name. I don't know about you guys. Who takes care of your finances? McIntarfer. Fired. Okay.
She needs a nickname.
That sounds like a curse word. You McIntarfer?
Exactly. There's got to be. There's.
Oh yes.
So
Sounds
who
like
is
a
Eric?
dessert. I want to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Sorry. But it sounds like a dessert you would sell at Christmas that nobody wanted.
Would you like some fresh
Somebody was so proud of, but at the end of the party, it still sat there cold and withered in the fucking tray,
Did you taste that McIntarfer? It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was wrapped up so pretty.
That's so McIntarfer. We're going to have to make this a thing, dude.
Yeah, well,
So who is McIntarfer? Holy hell. The commissioner of labor statistics who faked the job numbers before the election to try and boost Kamala's chances of victory. This is the same Bureau of Labor Statistics that overstated the jobs growth in March 2024 by approximately $818,000. I don't know if you guys, 818,000 jobs. I don't know if you guys remember that. Oh,
8, 8,
then
16,
again,
one more.
Right before the 2024 presidential election in August and September by 112,000. These were records. No one can be that wrong. We need accurate job numbers. I have directed my team to fire this Biden political appointee immediately. She will be replaced with someone much more competent and qualified. Important numbers like this must be fair and accurate.
A better name.
They can't be manipulated for political purposes. Here we go. McIntarfer.
Just call her Tarfer.
Said there was only 73,000 jobs added, and President Trump says that's a shock. But more importantly, that a major mistake was made by them, 258,000 jobs downward in the prior 2 months. So that's insane, dude.
Yeah, she's retarded.
She is absolutely McIntarfer. So as far as that goes, that's almost what I've got for that. as far as the financial stuff that went down today. Let me go back here.
It's Reba McIntyre.
And then, so one thing that I seen that was absolutely, and I can't stand that, if President Trump's right and he's saying that they absolutely fudge these numbers and, put out incorrect numbers. And I can't help that it's also August 1st, Liberation Day. And then all of a sudden you get a 3% GDP growth, right? And then what's closely related to that is the jobs report. And then all of a sudden you get a negative jobs report amongst all the pressure that's going on Jerome Powell from President Trump, But the thing that really pisses me off the most is that if you look at the stock market today, because of that, the Dow Jones index dropped 542 points. S&P 500 down 100. NASDAQ down 472 points. You look at the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ index like repeatedly over the last week, they've done nothing but break records, and the Dow Jones index was close to breaking its own record. But because of all of what I just listed there, and you see everything that happened, it just put a huge wrench in the plan of the financial Trump agenda.
Man, that just goes to show what kind of impact these fake media outlets have on the country.
They do. They have an
responsibility for the bullshit that they're putting out there.
Well, you basically got Jerome Powell, like a lot of people, they're saying that's their last approach is to be able to use a rhino like Jerome Powell, to be able to hurt the Trump administration. But, hey, we're going to go on. Don't worry, guys. This is going to get better. The truth will come out. That always takes time in comparison.
Yeah, we're only 6 months in.
Dirty deeds, baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
Before we get into Jerome Powell here, a lot of, top of the show, I said a lot of shit's happened. And I think it's only going to get, worse for the deep state. Check it out. Q3529. While Congress is away, the month of August is traditionally really a hot month. Nature is unpredictable. Q. I think we're going to see some shit start hitting the fan here in August.
Good deal.
Just wanted to point that out,
Any predictions, Hex?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking, again, we've been talking, the public's being slow walked into this, drip, 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 and then the flood. So we had JFK stuff get declassified, then MLK stuff got declassified, and then it was talk on the Epstein, and it was back and forth for a little while there on the Epstein, and all of a sudden, a big bunch of Epstein documents got declassified. And then you had the whole shit that happened there with Pam Bondi, Bongino, and everything, which we will get into that here just a little bit too. I'm not going to go too deep into it right now because there's a lot around that with the missing minute in the video. But, you had that happen, and then all of a sudden, it just kept getting bigger and bigger, all these drops of information that was getting declassified. And then what was it? Last week, we had the first round of Crossfire Hurricane documents. The whole FISA shit started coming out and getting declassified. And then they found the burn bag.
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So again, my predictions for August is I think the information that we've got right now that to us is huge or to the general public is huge is August is going to be even hotter.
Yes.
There's going to be a lot more shit happening. I don't know what's going to happen, but I will tell you this, and I've said this before. I think that before we can have accountability, we have to finish getting this system cleaned out with these corrupt judges. We're still waiting. Or did Trump get his Senate confirmations? The last I seen that we were still waiting on his confirmations.
No, we're still waiting on that, and he's actually kind of at this point badgering Senate to come off the recess that they're in, saying, "Go ahead and get those appointed. We need it done."
Yep.
Can I say something here real quick?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Jump in, bro.
Did y'all see where the judge that stopped Trump when he told Bondi that he wanted the files to be open, and then the Democratic judge from Obama that was put into place, she's the one that stopped him from opening up the files of Epstein?
Yeah.
Did y'all see that?
Yep.
Yeah. I didn't know if y'all seen it.
That's kind of what I was talking about there, Chris, is that we can't have accountability right now because what's going to happen if we, whether it be the Crossfire Hurricane collusion, Crossfire Hurricane shit that happened, or whether it be the Epstein files. If we take these people into the front of these corrupt judges, they're just going to dismiss information.
Yeah.
They're going to deny witnesses coming in.
Absolutely. And I think a little bit more onto that one was that several news reports indicate that a Democrat appointed judge, Robin Rosenberg, I think that's the judge that Walker's talking about.
Rosenberg,
Rosenberg declined a request from the Trump administration to unseal grand jury transcripts related to the criminal investigation into Epstein in July. So, yeah, it was Rosenberg.
Why do you think they don't want to let them out there? Why do you think they don't want to declassify them?
I think they're sending mixed messages amongst a lot of them, and we know liberals are confused and they don't make much sense anyways. We want it, we don't.
It's like playing cards. It's like playing cards or fear mongering, putting shit out there. But whenever you pull their card and then they backtrack like, oh shit, I just lost all my money.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I agree with that.
X22 touched on that a little bit too, Hex, pretty much verbatim for what you were saying just now, that even if they did try any of these people in court right now, who are you going to take them in front of that you're going to get?
Do you know
a fair trial?
Exactly.
Do you know I was
James, Alvin Bragg? I mean, take your pick.
So check this out.
Go to the Supreme Court like every time because there's no good, honest liberal judge. Go ahead.
Check this out, Big Country. I was sitting. I was listening to the X22 that night, and I was taking a shower and listening to it in the shower, and I come out and I'm sitting, getting dressed and stuff, and like he said that, so I paused it, backed it up, and come on the couch and sat beside Tiffany, and I'm like, listen to what Dave's saying. This is what I have been trying to tell everybody for a long time. Listen to what Dave's saying, and it was exactly like you said. It was word for word what I've been saying. We can't have accountability until the system's clean because otherwise it's going to be pointless. We got one shot at this, and if we don't do it right and it doesn't carry weight in the court of law, then we're fucked.
Love it.
I realize people want to see heads roll right now, but
I do too. But
you have to get the system in line first. I mean, it's that simple.
Like I get frustrated with it at times, but still, I look. We're only 6 months into Trump's second term, and look what the hell's come out so far.
Yeah,
it's time to play the game, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
But anybody got anything else on that before we roll into some Trump on Jerome Powell?
I want to go here real quick if you don't care, Dave. You remember when we were talking about the time missing on the Epstein case on the video? You remember me talking to you about that? About what was there, 3 minutes?
It was a missing minute.
Was it a missing minute?
Well, it was a missing minute, but I think it did go up to 3 minutes.
Yeah, it went up to 3.
Other reports that came out.
Additional time that was found right there that was unaccounted for.
Yeah. You remember me, Dave, talking to you about because they used the excuse that it was old videos, old video footage, or the actual.
The excuse was that the cameras reset at night, and there was automatically a missing minute.
Yeah, but didn't they say because of the cameras being old, like an older model, like on like a different style camera or something to be old. But you remember me telling you, I was like, it might be a minute, but is that minute specifically in detail at a specific time? Like is it logged in to where you?
I remember you saying that. Yeah. And we've got something on that when we get into it here. But anything else before we roll into some Jerome Powell?
I actually had one for Parabellum, and you can correct me on this if I'm wrong. Back to the financial news. Hate to backtrack on you.
That's okay.
I also heard that as early as November that there might be some stimulus checks issued, 600 to each adult, 100 to each child, because the tariffs are doing so good.
They did, actually. There was let me bring that up real quick. So I know Trump made a promise. Well, he didn't really make a promise. He kind of stated that there would be a little bit of a rebate check possibly coming in because of the surplus from tariff revenue, and it would most likely go to low-income individuals. But he did kind of make a little bit of a quaint statement kind of before he headed out to Scotland and even coming back. And after then, he's made a couple statements that said there will be, we're looking into it. It's nothing that's definitive at this point, but it's definitely being talked about. Yeah.
There you go.
Absolutely. Tariff rebates for low incomes.
I just popped
that's good news for the American people, man, especially around November.
I just popped the reserve numbers up for you there.
Yeah, 46.4 billion barrels. So that's only going to go up under President Trump. If anybody knows about President Trump, he refills the oil reserves and Democrats, they deplete them. they use it for trade deals. So you know what I mean? Like, so hopefully a Democrat doesn't come in on the next, go around. We need a Republican to stay in there, most definitely. That's a little bit in the future, but we got to keep those reserves up. That is reserved for military defense and strategy, just in case of wartime.
Gotta have that.
You definitely don't want to
ready.
deplete that. Yeah.
That alone should just like incriminate Biden for doing that. Get rid of
using the oil reserves to make trade deals for exports from other countries.
I mean,
that was how Joe Biden and his administration did trade deals and tariff deals, guys.
That sounds like it could be treason to me. I don't know, but
I mean, do you
realize
how vulnerable that made the country at that point?
Absolutely.
With
You
that
left
reserve
America
money,
open to attack.
You want to hear something crazy about that too? Where was it that what country was it that you said? I think what you say, Thailand, or what? Where they're poor, but they have a lot of oil reserves. What country was that?
That was Pakistan that I was speaking about earlier. Yep, Islamabad more specifically.
Where is it located?
Let me see. Pakistan, Islamabad. Let's look at that. It's in Pakistan.
And the reason why I'm going here is because
it's in the Middle East. Yeah, Middle East.
Now that you know that, think about it like this: that could be just a gas station for our ships to get to where they need to be.
That's true, man.
Well,
yeah.
All right,
Yes, sir.
let's roll into some Trump on Jerome Powell here.
Oh yeah.
Likewise, so we have a lot of money coming in, and we have no inflation, and we're very strong, and we should be lowering the rates. Each point that this gentleman keeps up costs us $365 billion a year. Think of that. 1 point, $365 billion. Yeah. If you bring it down a point, we save 365. We should be the lowest interest rate, and we're not. We're 38, number 38, because of the Fed. It's all because of the Fed. He's done a bad job. Now, he's got a meeting today, but I call him too late. He's always too late. Even if he does it today, probably won't. I hear they're going to do it in September, not today.
Like
for what reason? Nobody knows. But Europe, as you know, cut their rates 11 times in the last short period of time. But the good news is we're doing better than anybody anywhere in the world. Nobody's doing anything even close to us.
All right. Too late.
Yeah, he's always late. We know.
Oh man, Jerome Powell.
Trump is the king.
He's a gangster, dude.
King of nicknames.
Oh, Powell, man.
Hillary,
What
Hillary,
a dick.
Stupid Joe, Rod DeSanctimonious. Like the shit he comes up with.
The master controller, President Trump. You gotta love him for that.
Yep. So what was it? What was it? 365 billion a year.
Yeah, by each point.
Yeah, by each point.
I think it's at like 3.5. So we're wanting to lower it, at least 1 to 2 points minimum. And he should do that. Absolutely hurting the economy. And President Trump's correct in this.
Yeah. I should have uploaded my Bobby graphic tonight and forgot.
What's Powell got left? Like 8 months, 7 months?
Yeah.
Something like that?
He's got 7 or 8 months left, and they're looking for a replacement. But I don't think President Trump's even going to try to let him have those 7 or 8 months.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to last.
You can't afford it. You got midterms coming up, and you really got to get that squared away.
One of the things, like, I've wondered it, and I've heard a couple other people talk about it too, is maybe is Powell in there to, like, Trump appointed him, right? If I'm not mistaken.
He was Trump appointed. Yep. And he even admitted probably one of my biggest mistakes in your first term. He knew that I probably appointed some people that I probably shouldn't have. That's what's so great about his second term. Go ahead.
But there's also optics. So is Powell in there to kind of help destroy the Fed? Because we need to get rid of the Fed. We need to end the Fed. So is Powell in there? Is that his role to play the bad guy and try to destroy the Fed from within the inside? I mean, it's just something that I've heard a lot of people talk about.
I mean, it's like we always say, dude, what makes a good movie?
Yeah.
Powell's big enough to be the Trojan horse.
Oh man.
We had
How about the ballroom, man?
Oh,
you guys think about that shit?
Oh yeah.
I love
Actually,
it. The
I
left
had a video on that, but I didn't put it up. But They showed side by side, them talking about the $200 million ballroom. It was AG Bondi and them, kind of saying, "Oh, he's spending all this money and it's on the taxpayer."
Were losing their mind.
Yeah,
man.
they were losing. He's spending taxpayer money, and turned out, truth be told, from AG Bondi, what it was is the $200 million was actually money that came from President Trump himself and his donors.
Yeah.
In your face.
He probably so jet them fuckers bought him.
Dude, every time, I swear. It's fuck around and find out. I mean, you
right
shouldn't
there.
mess with President Trump,
Well,
Yeah, that'll be a little.
there we go.
something to
There we
remember
go.
by.
Right there. Right there. That's what Trump to all my haters. It's hard to figure out where the damn how to get that right in the camera. Anyway, we had Harris has wrote a book.
Oh Lord.
I wished I could have clipped it. There was a segment of Trump talking about Harris in her book, and the book deal, and nobody's buying it. And Trump's like he's saying like everybody was like, when she came out to run, everybody was like, "Who's Harris? Who's Harris?" Like nobody knows who she is. He was just downing her, giving her down the road. It was hilarious.
Did you guys hear that Biden was going to do a 300-page memoir about his time in the White House?
Oh Lord.
I bet he knows every daggone piece of towels in the back.
Yeah, I think he's still on page 1, paragraph 1, and he's probably started it 482 fucking times.
No, page 1 was a brownie recipe that he got from Uncle Bosie, and the rest of them are blank.
Yeah, there you go. There it is. Yeah.
And the end says, "Come on, man."
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna see him do push-ups, honestly.
If you don't cook Uncle Bosie's brownies, you don't know Jack.
That's right.
What Bosie was the one that got eaten by the cannibals, wasn't he?
Yeah. Crashed a plane or some shit
Yeah.
like that.
And the cannibals eating.
Cannibals found him and ate him.
Everybody was like, "What?"
They were hungry.
Good old Bosie. God rest his soul.
Yeah.
I wonder if they use salt and pepper.
No, it was like the Bugs Bunny. They put him in the pot and cut up the potatoes and the carrots and
Dancing around that son of a bitch.
Bosie stew.
Yeah. You can live on it, but it tastes like shit.
Should have changed his diaper.
Oh damn.
Let's give this
There is a smell. It smells like a shit.
let's give this Trump calls out.
Something tickled the shit out of Parabellum just now.
I don't know if y'all heard that.
I heard it.
There is a smell. It smells like a shit.
Dude, that's 2 for 2, man. I already got the Lord of the Rings, and I knew there'd be some shit talking, so we had to get a smells like shit soundboard effect.
All right, let's watch this.
Pelosi became rich.
Why do you have to read that?
Oh, wait, wrong one. That was the reply. What happened to my Trump calls out Pelosi video on the staging area?
Talking about insider trading?
Yeah.
Here, I
I
got
like
one.
it conceptually, and
Yeah, go ahead.
I like it conceptually, and Nancy Pelosi became rich by having inside information. She made a fortune with her husband, and I think that's disgraceful. So in that sense, I'd like it, but I'd have to really see I study these things very carefully, and this just happened. So I'll take a look at it. But conceptually, I like it. And what I do think is Nancy Pelosi should be investigated, because she has the highest return of anybody practically in the history of Wall Street, save a few. How did that happen? It happened by she knows exactly what's going to happen, what's going to be announced. She buys stock, and then the stock goes up after the announcement's made. And she ought to be investigated.
Was that it, Hex? Was that what you was talking about, buddy? Nope.
He disappeared on us, man. Hey, didn't Caroline Leavitt take a jab at her too about what her salary for her position was per year
Oh, yeah.
versus what her net worth was?
Absolutely. She made $200,000 a year, and I think her net worth for Nancy Pelosi was upwards of like, let's see, 15. Let me see. Let me double check. Nancy Pelosi net worth.
Like as an object gets older, it like rusts, deteriorates over time. That was gone.
259 million. Yeah, 259 million on net worth. And Caroline Levitt came out and she was like, pretty much 200. How do you do it? And then you got President Trump talking about insider. This is stuff that we, the American people, already knew. But what's beautiful about that is that it's finally coming to light. And I say that a lot. It takes time for the right thing to come around and be done. You can do the wrong choice, the wrong decision. You can make the bad move and you'll get instant rewards out of that.
Oh, yeah.
But if, the right thing and justice and accountability, that takes time. So I think that's where you're at whenever you look at insider trading with Nancy Pelosi.
Let's look at Q5 here. It's all Pelosi. 5th drop Q made. Follow the money.
Hey, I've said that.
What is, yeah, exactly. What is Pelosi?
Follow the money, baby.
What is Pelosi's net worth by way of one example? Why coincidentally is her memory apparently going? Cover for possible future indictments?
Could be.
Then you got over there on the right side of the screen, 4489. Q had posted this. Haven't you figured it out yet? It's not about Trump's corruption. It's about making sure you don't find out about their corruption.
Right. Well, what's great about that post is that's the date that it was released, right? That was October 29, 2017. They were saying this in the Q drops. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. I mean, that's a lot of the stuff that I'd give to Q. This stuff was said, light years before it even developed.
Trying to get out of
here.
I'll give that to them.
Okay. So it's kind of hard to completely brush off this Q thing. I mean, me, I don't brush it off at all. Like I'm totally on board with the Q movement. Want to check out Pelosi's response to Trump here on CNN?
Oh yeah, this was great.
Yeah, with Tapper, I laughed my ass off at it.
She got bent,
talk
dude.
about
She got
the 60th anniversary of Medicaid.
Oh, wait a minute. Here we go.
Nancy Pelosi became rich.
Why do you have to read that? We're here to talk about the 60th anniversary of Medicaid. That's what I agreed to come to talk about.
But I
and
wanted
what that means in the election.
I wanted to give you a chance just to respond. He accused you of insider trading. What's your response to that?
That's ridiculous. In fact, I very much support the stop the trading of members of Congress. Not that I think anybody's doing anything wrong. If they are prosecuted and they go to jail. But because of the confidence it instills in the American people, don't worry about this. But I have no concern about the obvious investments that have been made over time. I'm not into it. My husband is, but it is.
Okay, so she's not into it, but her husband is. I mean, what's the fucking difference?
That's what I was going to say. Okay, number one, this is Nancy Pelosi realizing that she doesn't have the power and the sway of the social media anymore because CNN's coming at her with this question. Two, this is her normal political response whenever she's under fire, and you can tell it's absolute garbage. Any normal American citizen can tell she is absolutely lying. And three, this lady. Oh my gosh.
when this opened up and Tapper started asking her that, I was waiting for her to go pull a Joe Biden and go, come on, man.
Yeah.
Hey, she started stumbling, dude.
She did.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but whenever her husband, Paul Pelosi, and the naked guy in the underwear and the hammer,
David Dupay.
What did she do? What did she do? She threw her husband under the bus. And what did she do in this interview? This is my number three. She immediately threw her husband under the bus, guys. Like anybody that's ever done any time or knows anything about a moral compass in just normal, everyday, average American citizen living life, you don't do that. Because if you do, we see you as a piece of shit. And she did it, dude.
He did it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shit. Like
throw your husband right under the bus. I mean, that's. Look, America frowns upon that. I don't care who you are.
I need to remove a few slides here and get new slides uploaded if you guys want to continue discussions for a second.
thrown under a bus after he got hit in the head with a hammer.
She probably got that dude. She's probably the reason why that guy come there and hit him in the head.
Yeah, the guy driving the bus was the dude in his underwear with a hammer. You know, got railroaded by his wife again, dude. Like, Jesus. How bad does this have to get before the American people actually look and go, all right, this is some bullshit, like what these liberals are spewing, dude? Like how obvious does it have to become, man?
They live raw, dude.
Dude, they have no code of ethics amongst each other. I mean, they will eat each other like sharks.
Dude, that's so crazy.
You know, that's what I love about being conservative. There's a moral code, there's an ethic, there is something just hidden within you and your heart, your mind, your body, your soul that you absolutely abide by, you know, whether it be justice or whether it be just moral compass or whether it be what's right or what's wrong, you know, and I love to see that in the Conservative Party. I will tell you, that's one thing that you do not see in the Democratic Party for the last, 15 years?
Speaking of moral compass, how about Oprah Winfrey blocking her private drive so people couldn't get away from the tsunami waters coming to Hawaii?
I didn't hear about that. What do you got on that? What?
Yeah, she's got a private drive that goes across. I don't know which island she's on, but it's her own personal private drive, and it would have saved these people like hours getting to safety to avoid the tsunami waters that were coming in, and she closed it to the public. She wouldn't let them cross it.
Oh my God, dude.
Ain't that
These liberals are entitled, my friend.
Yes.
If that went down, absolute entitlement. And, you know, that's selfish, self-centered, egotistical
out there
behavior.
setting up a toll booth, baby.
Dude, I'm telling you. You get a car, you get a car, you get no pass, you get no pass. Oprah,
Look
dude.
under your seat. You might have a crack.
You get a tsunami. You get a tsunami.
You know what she's probably got under the seat, though? Y'all want to know
What's
what
that?
Yeah,
Probably-
go ahead.
Probably a burnt bag.
Yeah, burn bag. And sandbags to block that tsunami wave.
Yeah.
Oh,
For
sorry.
real.
Let's get that one.
Apparently, all my videos didn't save correctly, so
Took a shit.
I'm having to scroll and find this one.
Well, I have another video that I could share real quick. It's a little bit Caroline Leavitt coming out talking about lowering drug prices with President Trump. So this is huge.
Go right ahead. Yeah, she's
Okay,
awesome.
so here we go. This is Caroline Leavitt talking about lowering drug prices. And this goes a little bit into, and I don't know if you guys are aware of that or not, and I'm sure we are as Americans. You know, in America, you pay at least 3 times the price for medication compared to all of the other countries. Yeah. You can go to UK or Europe, and you get well, let's get example. Viagra, they're selling that for pennies on the dollar, bro. You know what I mean? And you're, you know, whatever it may be here in America, you're paying 3 times as much.
Well, I don't know. Just so y'all know, I don't know. I ain't got 7 kids because I need my anger.
Wearing that FIFO hat for nothing. No, fuck around and found out. But here we go. Lower drug prices. Damn. Caroline Leavitt, man.
This is to the CEO of Eli Lilly from the President of the United States. On May 12, 2025, I signed an executive order delivering most favored nation prescription drug pricing to American patients to stop global freeloading and guarantee that Americans pay the same prices enjoyed by other developed nations. Right now, brand name drugs in the United States are up to 3 times higher on average than anywhere else for the identical medicines. This unacceptable burden on hardworking American families ends with my administration. Most proposals the Trump administration has received to resolve this critical issue promised more of the same, shifting blame and requesting policy changes that would result in billions of dollars in handouts to industry. Moving forward, the only thing I will accept from drug manufacturers is a commitment that provides American families immediate relief from the vastly inflated drug prices and an end to the free ride of American innovation by European and other developed nations. Accordingly, I'm calling on Eli Lilly and Company and every manufacturer doing business in our great country to take the following actions within the next 60 days. Extend the most favored nation pricing to Medicaid, guarantee most favored nation pricing for newly launched drugs, return increased revenues abroad to American patients and taxpayers, provide for direct purchasing at most favored nation pricing. The President's team, including Secretary Kennedy and Administrator Oz, stand ready to implement these terms. The President expects to further engage with them immediately in good faith to deliver relief for American families. Make no mistake, a collaborative effort towards achieving global pricing parity would be the most effective path for companies, the government, and American patients. But if you refuse to step up, we will deploy every tool in our arsenal to protect American families from continued abusive drug pricing practices. Americans are demanding lower drug prices, and they need them today. Other nations have been freeloading on U.S. innovation for far too long, and it is time they pay their fair share. I look forward to your binding commitments to each of these goals by September 29th, 2025, and my team stands ready to assist with implementation questions. Thank you for your immediate attention to this vital national priority. Signed, President Donald J. Trump. Again, to the CEO of Eli Lilly, this letter in its form has been designed for each of the 17 major drug and pharmaceutical companies in the United States, and we're happy.
There it is. There's your 17 letters video right there.
There
baby.
it was, man.
Went out to Pfizer, Merrick. I mean, a lot of huge corporations. Basically, you know, what was funny about the 17 letters that President Trump sent out on this was that he basically, instead of just sending them a letter saying, hey, lower prices, he even gave him a blueprint and gave him the instructions. If you don't know, this is how you freaking do it, dude. Like, he gave him step-by-step directions, dude. Like, you talk about brazen, you know? Like, I love our president. If you're a dumbass, this is how you're going to do it. So one of the things that they did present in that, as far as lowering drug prices, I think that needs to happen for America, because just like on the tariffs, we, you know, United States has been taken advantage of, you know, just like Trump says, in global trade for many years. But he even stated that if you have to raise your prices just a little bit in all of the other countries, just to lower it in America, that is one option for you. Aside from the instructions that he sent that said, this is how you do it if you don't want to do that. So, you know, that's a president in action. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, definitely action. Here's some breaking news. I was talking about Harris's book there earlier. I found out the title of it. It's called How to Not Be a Politician for Dummies.
Yes.
But
oh my gosh.
Anyway, I wanted to pull this up. We had that intro video with Motorhead's Time to Play the Game. This is where I got the idea from. Check this out. This is on the White House official X account.
Oh yeah, Hunter Hearst Helmsley coming in.
Yeah. So check it out. It's awesome.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
So yeah, the White House put that shit out on their official X account, which kind of made me think of, oh, that's not it. Where's it at? 1 second.
So I know, oh, you got something. I know what that was about as far as Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley showing up for that. So it was basically President Donald Trump was signing an executive order today, or on July 31st, that reestablished the presidential fitness test back into schools. Yeah, it revitalized the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition. Here's a little bit of a closer look about what that's about. Executive order and the presidential fitness test. The order aims to promote youth sports participation, improve national health, and combat rising obesity and inactivity among children. It directs the secretaries of Health and Human Services and Education to administer the test and support the council initiative. So I remember about you guys growing up at school. You remember when you had to climb the rope?
Yeah.
You had them pegs, and then you had to go do your chin-ups and your pull-up bars.
Do the mile run.
Yeah. That was a staple for my childhood. I don't know about you guys. I got first in the pull-up bar, and I still remember it to this day. You know what I mean?
They need that, man. They need that.
They need that. And it was removed in like 2012 or something like that with the Democratic administration. And then it was formulated and changed. So President Trump's bringing that back, and I think that's great. But Hex, what was you saying on that, Bub?
So the White House put this out yesterday, Time to Play the Game by Motorhead. And then if you look there at Q, a couple of them Q drops there, no, especially that one, 864, no deals. We work for you. You know, it gets on to the end and it's play the game. Same thing with Q 855, play the game. So I kind of think maybe that's the whole entire premise of that video and the song Time to Play the Game. That, and if you also look at, let me share my screen here real quick. There we go. Let's remove you and bam, throw that up there. So I'm sharing my screen. This is QAG. So I just typed in the search, play a game. Q, shall we play a game once more? Like all these drops are the game, about playing the game. And like I'd said with my video, I think that's what Trump is doing. It's time to play the game. And going into August being a hot month, I think the game is going to start heating up in August with all of this stuff. But all these drops are right around what the White House had put out.
Right. So I can see that being kind of like, you know, me, I'm a little bit different perspective, but I can see that being a double entendre or whatever you might want to call that, as far as maybe a reference to, you know, time to play the game and everything that's going on to drain the swamp and stuff like that. But I also see it as that, you know, physical fitness test that
it was
there for as well, you know, but I can see the double entendre.
Well, there's double meanings. Q says double meanings exist.
We don't call it same cues, different views for nothing.
Yeah.
That's right. That's why we come out here and we do this. This may be why we still get to stream sometimes. I don't know about you guys, but if I can test a Q theory, then that means his Q theory gets to stay on. You know what I'm saying? Think about it, guys. It's time to play the game.
Peanut butter and chocolate.
Yes.
Reese cups.
Beans and rice.
Neck bones and taters, boy.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. We had this guy this week.
Oh, yeah.
Good old.
Oh, man. I remember reporting that live into our Same Cues, Different Views Facebook page and our X. And when that came out, breaking news, we was popping that into the feed. Hex, you go ahead and take the lead on what's going on with that.
NYC shooter. So this is basically what happened, unless you lived under a rock. Surely you've heard, but this shooter went into an NFL, a building that the NFL was also stationed in, and shot the place up, killed 4 people, including an NYPD cop in Midtown Manhattan. It's kind of like the whole entire story was kind of weird to me. This is the actual.
They reported it was a white guy.
Yeah, well, I've got that. Hold on one second here. So what was kind of suspicious? Let's see. I think this one is it. He had drove from Nevada. He had it. So this I get Jessica, whatever her last name is, NYPD police officer, said that he had a history of mental illness and acted alone through. Basically, they keep going into this a little bit more, and the guy had a history of mental illness. He had already been caught on several other charges with his mental illness or issues that he had with his mental illness. Well, that was kind of suspicious. But then come to find out, this dude's got a concealed carry permit.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say right there. He was also able to pass the background check to.
He got it online for $10.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He left a suicide note wanting him to study his brain for CTE, and from what I gather, that's a progressive disease that kind of deteriorates the brain. I think is what I was reading on that.
Yeah, the frontal lobe of your brain.
Yeah. So
keyword being progressive.
Yep.
Yeah, it definitely makes you act out and not be yourself and do some things that are totally questionable.
Again, he had Concealed carry permit. Who the hell thought it was a good idea to give this guy a concealed carry permit anyway with mental issues?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
see, that brings me into the dark horse
man.
of the Trump administration. See, I agree with your Second Amendment rights, and I agree with a little bit of reform, but there's a lot of conservatives out there that don't agree with a lot of reform. But I think most of us agree that if you have mental health issues or anything, there should be some. That's as far as reform goes for your Second Amendment right.
Yeah.
If you've got some sort of mental health issue or something going on, then I'm kind of somebody that believes maybe you shouldn't have the ability to own a weapon. So therein is your large battle with Congress,
So Tamar applied for a gun permit in April of 2022 and was allowed to hold on to it even after his Las Vegas officials, or what was I at there? Oh, after he told Las Vegas officials that he was suicidal. So he told Las Vegas officials in 2022 that he was suicidal. He was working at a casino in Las Vegas too, by the way.
Yeah.
But he was still allowed to hold on to his gun permit even after he told him he was suicidal.
Yeah. Dude, I remember being in the military. Okay. I went to Fort Benning for my infantry basic training. Right. And I remember seeing, I'll tell you this is absolutely the policy. If you have a negligent discharge while clearing the rounds in your ammunition before you go back into the barracks, you are immediately terminated from the military. A negligent discharge. So, I do have questions. If the military is doing negligent discharges and you are removed from your ability to become an infantry soldier, then why are mentally ill people getting weapons? That just raises a pretty good question.
Okay, so check the rest of this out. Authorities logged another mental health contact with this dude in 2024, according to sources. So that 2024, he had another issue. And then in June, police received a tip that he was purchasing large amounts of ammunition and an aftermarket trigger at a gun show.
Wow.
Like, nice. and nobody thought to question this because he's got a mental health issue and it's on record. That's
got to tighten up, especially under the Trump administration. It's got to tighten up on stuff like that. You get away with it in the Biden administration, but conservatives are not going to allow you to get away with that. You got to tighten it up on doing things like that.
Again, I think this was a false flag event. Not saying that it didn't happen and the people didn't die. That's not what I'm saying. The event actually happened, but I think this goes back to what do we always see with all these shooters? They all have a mental health issue.
Yeah.
Oh, they're liberals.
Yep. And then they go start digging around on them and find out that there's been other issues in the past with them. They're buying large amounts of ammo, and it doesn't throw no red flags.
Basically, another Thomas Crooks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know more about this guy than we know about Thomas Crooks today.
That's true. Yeah.
Like,
still don't know much about him. I'll tell you one thing.
Never will.
I'll tell you one thing. Go ahead.
I know his name.
No, yeah. One thing I know about CNN is that, this is CNN reporting that there is a white Escalade.
Yes.
That's pretty much how that went down, guys. We have a white Escalade out there in New York.
You hear John's reporting that they do know the
There you go, buddy.
There we go.
Here it comes.
Showing you here John's reporting that they do know what he looks like. Male, possibly white, mustache, sunglasses in that building, isolated to, they believe, to various locations, including upper floors is where they're focused. What are you learning, Shimon?
Oh my God, dude. That was insane. When that came out and I seen the headline for CNN, I was like, dude, how could you
I was like, what?
get any dumber?
Is there any part of that report that they got right?
No.
Oh,
good
shit.
stuff.
What else we got here? What was that?
That's Trump saying the best is yet to come.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was pretty good right there. We say we dig into some of this Epstein stuff, unless anybody's got anything else they want to kind of toss in the mix at the moment. I'm going to upload these Epstein slides.
Moving right along.
No, that's it. So we get into the big deal leading up to the burn bags and the release of the election files. And And a lot of the information that's come out this week, there's been a whole lot of breaking information that's came out wrapped around this topic.
Yep. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, them burn bags blew my mind when that come out, and then Grassley declassifying them.
Yeah, you had the declassification of Crossfire Hurricane. You know, and for a lot of conservatives, this is stuff, and Q followers, this is a lot of stuff that you already knew. You know what I mean? That's the crazy part and the weird part. It's like, well, we knew this 10 years ago. And one thing that I would suggest to viewers or followers of Q or anything in the conservative party is just because you knew it 10 years ago, it doesn't mean now's the time to give up when things are happening. You know, it's real easy, actually. You can see that in the media that a lot of people get a little, well, we already knew this, and get on to the, the criminal convictions and stuff like that. So for me, I think now is the time more than ever to hold true.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that just is what it is. I was speaking it straight, you know?
Yeah. I actually heard a saying one time, Parabellum, that goes with what you were saying. It was,
I knew you had one lined up.
Yeah, well, this one's not a silly one. It actually makes a little sense, but I believe it went something like awareness without action is just a cage with a view.
There you go. Yes, that's exactly where we're at.
Yes.
You know? So you might have had good awareness for 10 years at exactly what was going on. But guess what? You had a Biden administration. You had a lot of things that was keeping this from coming out to the public eye. You had media that was biased for liberal media, you know, and now you're finally at the point where all of this information's coming out. And just because you knew that this is what it is, it's not one of the moments where you go, well, I knew that already. Tell me something I didn't know, you know, and you may find that when you listen to some of your conservative friends, you know, and now's not the time, guys. Hold on, stay strong, keep going, keep that same passion, that same inhibition that you had while you were following it for 10 years. Because guess what? Good things take time to come around. That's something that I always say. Well, here you go. Here's the accountability. Here's the actions. Give it some more time. That's my suggestion.
Absolutely.
You got that loaded up, brother? Oh, you good? Yep.
I'm just waiting on you guys.
Oh, go ahead. Yep.
Oh, there you go. If you want to give that a read.
DOJ teases details about Jeffrey Epstein and the Ghislaine Maxwell testimony it once released.
You had Dick Durbin lost his shit over that.
You know what tickles me to death about that, though?
What's that?
That Trump sent down in Florida, a daggone in the Department of Justice, I believe it was somebody high up as an attorney, I guess, like somebody that was linked to, like somebody that knows that they're above all the judges and the lawyers, you know, all that crooked bullshit, to actually question her to see where she was at, basically, just to prove, you know, that she's good. You know what I'm saying? Like she could testify on whatever.
That was Dick Durbin.
Yeah, the guy right under Pam Bondi. Like it's the guy right under Pam Bondi. Yeah, thanks, Scott. And they sent him down there, you know, and let him interview her, you know. And the reason why he did that was just to keep all the other bullshit, you know, from happening. That like he got with her lawyer and all this other stuff. But then they moved her, didn't they? Did they move her?
You're talking about Deputy Attorney General.
Talking about Todd Blanche, ain't you?
Yeah, Todd Blanche. Yeah.
Yeah, lawyer Todd Blanche going down speaking with Florida, and then there, you know, she was recently actually after two different things, but speaking with her, she was moved. But I think you're wanting to get into that here in a second, Heggs.
Yeah. Well, actually, we can just do it right now. We'll kind of.
Okay.
Durbin demands recordings of Ghislaine Maxwell's Department of Justice talks. So basically, what this is, you know, like Dick Durbin is. Let me fix this here real quick. Dick Durbin is demanding that they release all the tapes and the transcripts and everything from the two interviews with Ghislaine Maxwell. And he was pretty much getting at that Todd Blanche wasn't really qualified to do this job.
Yeah.
And he, you know, closes on this article by saying pretty much that Todd Blanche isn't qualified and he couldn't really tell if she was lying or not. And they need somebody in there that could tell if she's lying. So to me, I'm thinking, you want to know what she said. You want to know if your name was mentioned or whose name was mentioned.
That's exactly right.
And then you can try to manipulate the information.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what that come out to me.
Somebody's creeping up on your back door. You know what that is.
What a dick. That's beautiful. Oh,
so fuck Dick Durbin. I think I've got I had a video of it. Let me see. Nope. It didn't save correctly either. But we do have this cell footage from Epstein with a missing minute. And I'd got this from CBS News. Fake ass CBS News, but that was a place I could find clips of the actual cell footage.
Yeah.
Well,
I do have I know Walker brought up about Ghislaine Maxwell quietly being moved to a minimum security prison. You want to go over that real quick?
That's kind of scary.
Okay, so basically after what Walker was bringing up there was Todd Blanche, 2 different meetings with Ghislaine Maxwell, and afterwards she was moved from a low security prison in Florida to a federal prison camp in, hey, check this out, big country, Bryan, Texas. Now tell me that ain't fucked up.
yes. She said something that they need to protect her fucking asses.
Dude, there is so many bad innuendos with Bryan on the show, dude. But
I would have loved to have been a fly.
We're both named Bryan. We're gonna move forward from that.
I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in there when she was giving her testimony.
Absolutely. But what this does is she was moved from a low security prison into a federal prison camp. Okay. Anybody ever done any prison time? You're in a prison camp. This is basically a freaking rehab center, top resort. Okay. So the Bureau of Prisons confirmed the transfer, but the specific reason for the move has not been publicly disclosed. That begs the question, that yearns the question for me as somebody who may have done a little time in his old days. You know, and you see people move around in cells and then maybe they get lighter sentences. You may ask the question, or maybe you're a common citizen and you just see these things. What'd you say? You know what I mean? What did she say?
Yeah.
Was it good enough to get maybe that deal, but not good enough to get immunity? Where do we go on this, guys?
Question that I have, and it may be staring me right in the face here now, as far as the move that they made with her physically from one facility to another, is the security detail around her beefed up, or is it a little more relaxed where she's at now?
Well, that's the thing. That's the 50-50 on that one. You know, it depends on how you want to spin it in the public eye.
Basically, I think what Big Country's asking is she going to hang herself?
Can somebody get to her easily?
What the hammer's like?
I mean,
that's what I like to know.
Yeah.
You're a top profile character in this huge Epstein trial, the biggest to ever hit, and then all of a sudden you're getting lax security. Yeah, that definitely brings that question up as well. You know how easy it would be to get somebody in a low security prison camp? Dude, do you know how easy it is just to get to somebody in your county jail? You know how many jailers make deals with tobacco and sugar and whatever it might have been? You know what I mean? It's easy to get a door popped, is all I'll tell you. Sorry that I know this information, but
you walk down the hallway and see kites flying, and the next thing you know, you got some motherfucker getting popped.
Exactly. All I can tell you is that maybe in my previous life, I may have seen 2 doors get popped for somebody ratting on another that came from the guard tower, and then somebody end up getting took care of. Okay, so I'm just telling you. This does raise that question, Big Country.
Yeah, I just kind of wondering if that doesn't spell a disaster for Miss Maxwell here in the near future.
Well, if it does, I mean, there's going to be a shitstorm after that one.
Absolutely.
Because regular America, you know, every ordinary citizens, you know, we get pulled over speeding ticket. Maybe we done a week in general population or whatever, maybe done a little bit of time, whatever it might have been. You're going to understand exactly how easy it is to get a hold of somebody in a jail cell.
Yes,
and
sir.
I think Hex was getting on to the missing minute. I think there was a little bit of something that reported about an orange jumpsuit. Is that what you're getting into, Hex?
Yeah, that. And before we get into that, Big Country, I'm gonna have to have you come and look at my electric in my house again.
Uh-oh.
I got a bathroom.
Man, I can't even get the shorts out of my ass, let alone a house.
I got a bathroom light that it just randomly starts flickering. I don't know if it's got a short in the wire or what the hell is wrong with
probably your switch, I'd say.
Oh, okay. I'm afraid it's going like sometimes it makes me think it's going to burn the house down.
Do a few Hail Marys and do a couple of them, and it might quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got this
picture of Trump in there. It'll stop, man.
That's what's going to happen to Delane, man. The light's going to flicker, and then all hell's going to break loose.
Again, I clipped all this together from a CBS video they had on the cell footage, and I kind of sprinkled a little bit of Q in this. So let's give it a little play here and check it out.
We'll recall Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in his jail cell in 2019, and it was ruled a suicide. Recently, the Justice Department released security video from the jail. One official called it raw footage, but we looked into it. Scott McFarland reports from Washington on what we found.
Malfunctioning equipment meant only one camera recorded the general area, and that camera captured part of the common area, including the officer's station and a sliver of the staircase leading to Epstein's cell. The primary entrance is here. The pathway from the entrance to the stairs is completely out of view of the camera, leaving ample room for someone to enter unseen. This is the last time Epstein is believed to have been seen on camera, but we don't see him walking up the stairs to his cell. For example, at 11:21 p.m., a cursor appears briefly, indicating the video may have actually been a recording of a computer screen. Experts told CBS News the video's metadata, which tracks how a file is created and changed, shows it's made from 2 clips edited together. Then, at 11:58 p.m., the video suddenly jumps to midnight, and the aspect ratio shifts. A government source familiar with the probe told CBS News the FBI and other agencies are in possession of a copy of the video that records with no interruption.
All right. Maybe I didn't sprinkle any Q on that. I thought I did on that one.
It's okay, but that video, it does get into almost up to right after that, they reported about the orange jumpsuit possibly being seen right there at like 12 o'clock in the missing 3-minute footage. I know a lot of people are reporting on that. I don't know if it's true or not, but
well, this is what interested me, the aspect ratio changes, and I kind of like looped it a couple times and slowed it down.
Oh yeah.
So you can see it here. See it change?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had the metadata also.
You had the metadata that went with that. There were multiple layers in the, well, not multiple layers. That was
multiple
the other
videos.
Thing, multiple videos. Two videos that were connected. So there's a lot of questionable content on that. Me personally, I would ask myself as just a red blood conservative, I would say, why in the hell would you release that video knowing that much information could be attached to it? You got to be smarter than that, gentlemen.
If you remember Pam Bondi back when all this came out, that the whole Epstein stuff with Pam Bondi and Dan Bongino and Kash Patel and all that came out, and Pam Bondi had that press conference with Trump. Pam Bondi said, this is a missing minute that should be consistent with every video. We're going to review all the other videos and make sure that it's consistent with all of them. And now we find out that it's not. What did I say back then? This is going to be their loop to pull this. No, this is their loop to pull back in to this Epstein investigation. Bondi said that intentionally so that they knew this was coming, and then they could go, all right, we're going to open the door back into this investigation. And now it's open, and Ghislaine Maxwell is giving testimony. We're probably going to get all those grand jury testimonies coming out eventually. And all this connects right back into the whole thing we're seeing right now with the whole Crossfire Hurricane Russiagate bullshit too. They're trying to cover their tracks. They're trying to keep from being found out that they're pedos and they overthrew the United States government. But that's why Pam Bondi had said that statement that about the missing minute, and it's got to be consistent. And we find out that it's not consistent.
Did you know that in 2000, and I could be wrong here on the numbers, it might be 4, it might be 8, but President Trump actually kicked him off of Mar-a-Lago. And President Trump even actually helped the cops, the investigators, talking about him being a weirdo. Like, you don't hear about that. And then there's an argument where you could probably Google this and find this, but there's also a video where they're interviewing his actual attorney, or the attorney that was either for Epstein or was.
You know, Oh, hold on one second there.
Well, there was a little bit that went into that. And I think what he's talking about is a lot of the stuff that came out that President Donald Trump said is that the reason that he removed him from his resort that time so long ago was that Epstein was hiring employees away from Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort. And Trump basically told him he considered that behavior inappropriate, stating, Trump said, he stole people that work for me. And I said, don't ever do that again. He did it again. So I threw him the hell out of my place. That's pretty much what that comes down to, right?
Well, supposedly Trump, there was an attorney that was one of the client's attorney, like one of the people that got in trouble, and he actually helped them out get information on Epstein.
Pretty sure that was that Alan.
Yep.
It wasn't Alan Dershowitz. It was some blackheaded. I think he's glasses. Really sure, but he was one of the like one of the kids or one of the women that was sexually assaulted or whatever, and he gave him all kinds of information to help with the case because he didn't like how Epstein was being, which is pretty crazy.
Okay, so check this Q4797 out. James Comey's daughter inspected the missing Epstein suicide footage. Did you guys know that James Comey, you know who James Comey is?
Yeah, the FBI director.
Yep. One being investigated right now.
Yeah.
So his daughter was the one who inspected the missing.
And didn't she quit?
Yeah, but also.
Oh, got fired. Yeah.
And Anon had posted on here and put that up there, that article up there, and said Comey's daughter investigated the Epstein suicide, and her husband does Ghislaine Maxwell's case.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Comey's daughter's husband was the one who handled Ghislaine Maxwell's case.
Yep.
And Comey's daughter investigated the Epstein suicide.
Conflict of interest, anybody?
Well, they ain't gonna tell
Absolutely.
you that. The average American.
And then Q says, do you believe in coincidence?
With a big Q.
Yep. Q. Love it. Anyway, just kind of wanted to toss that in there real quick. What else was we getting?
Oh, yeah. You had James Comey in the FISA Act as well in December 2019. He's following the release of a Justice Department Inspector General's report highlighting errors in the FBI's application for surveillance warrants. This, I think you'll find funny. Comey publicly acknowledged that he was overconfident in the procedures the FBI and Justice Department had in place, and he conceded there was real sloppiness in the FBI's handling of the FISA process. Who would have thunk that? This included 17 errors.
Wait, what?
I'm dead serious. It included 17 errors.
You
and
can't
omissions
make this shit up.
identified by the Inspector General, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
buddy.
17. Yet again, it shows up, my friend Hex. I'm finding it for you, buddy.
Listen, I can picture Big Country smoking up and down big cat head biscuits and gravy, eating it while he says it. You can't make it.
I'm telling you, right? Yeah. He's got that country accent going strong, doesn't he?
Yeah, man.
Fucking love it.
Good
She's
stuff.
finer in a four-way with a Broadex, brother.
Oh, damn. I tried.
I'm missing so many slides.
Uh-oh, they're missing from your Corel Draw.
I bet there's 17 of them.
Probably.
Probably.
I wanted to play this. I wanted to play this Ratcliffe. Let me see if I can look that up real quick. But we'll jump into this shit with the recently declassified documents.
Okay. Well, let me do these, and then I'll give you a break.
It's that lawyer.
What's his name?
David Showen.
Showen. Yeah. Yes. David Showen.
You got the. What do you got up there? Durham Annex? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. That was just the Durham Annex. Yep.
Okay. That's kind of what I wanted to get at, but this is what
I'm sorry.
Oh,
go ahead. My bad.
This is what I was going to get at. Was Fox Maria? What's her last name? Let me see if I can find this here.
I don't know, dude. I don't watch this shit. I'm a Newsmax man. Bianca De La Garza does it for me. Parabellum knows what I'm talking about.
Sorry about that. I missed that, buddy.
Bianca De La Garza, man.
I got it here. Let me share screen.
That's another one of them crazy names.
Yeah.
You're fired, Tardy.
We know about Miss De La Garza. She's right up there with Sidney Sweeney and Alina Haba.
Yeah.
Haba.
That Veronica Vine.
Haba.
So check this out.
Now we want to understand how you did it so that it can't happen again.
Oh, wait a minute.
And that's bad at 1,000.
There we go.
Begin this Sunday morning with the chance for justice, finally, and the DOJ's strike force, named last week to investigate evidence disclosed about the Russia collusion hoax, with a look at next legal steps as we continue to search for accountability for the biggest political scandal of our time. And after a bombshell week with DNI Tulsi Gabbard disclosing something this audience has suspected for a long time, that President Barack Obama may have been pulling the strings after Trump won in the November 2016 election, pushing a plan to muddy up the incoming president's name and handicap his new administration with a phony story about Russia. This past week, DNA Gabbard sent criminal referrals to the Department of Justice, and the DOJ announced the formation of that strike force to evaluate the evidence presented. Coming up, the timeline to destroying Trump's reputation with the two men who saw it coming from day one while exposing the Russia collusion with Trump made-up fantasy concocted by Hillary Clinton and her 2016 presidential campaign. CIA Director John Ratcliffe and Trump Media and Telecom CEO Devin Nunes are here. Just days after Director of National Intelligence Gabbard declassified the House Intelligence Committee report prepared in 2020 based on then Congressman Nunes's investigation that the intelligence
Let's get into the
community
meat
did
of
not
it here.
have any direct
One second.
information or evidence that Russian President Putin 2018 with Director John Ratcliffe will
There we
join
go.
us shortly. But first, a flashback to
wait a minute.
2018 with me here 7 years ago.
It's very troubling. Again,
The Sunday Morning Futures exclusive
Here we go.
is the current director of the
Check this
CIA,
shit out, what he
once
says
again,
here.
John Ratcliffe. Director, thanks so much for being here this morning.
great to see you, Maria. Great to be back with you.
And thank you for all of your truth-telling over the years. We will speak with Devin Nunes, who opened this up wide so many years ago. But I want to get your reaction to what we're seeing now with Tulsi Gabbard highlighting the truth here, as you have done so many years ago.
Well, Maria, before the intelligence community assessment that DNI Gabbard was talking about, and before Devin Nunes's report about that intelligence community assessment, before the Mueller investigation, before Crossfire Hurricane, there was this. In the summer of 2016, U.S. intelligence intercepted Russian intelligence talking about a Hillary Clinton plan to falsely accuse Donald Trump of Russia collusion, to vilify him and smear him with what would become known infamously as the Steele dossier. And Maria, this intelligence was so explosive that John Brennan briefed President Obama, Vice President Biden, Jim Clapper, James Comey, the entire national security team, telling them about this Hillary Clinton plan. Again, but think about this, Maria. That was in August of 2016, and yet it wasn't until more than 4 years later, in October of 2020, when I found, after an exhaustive search, John Brennan's handwritten notes and the underlying intelligence behind it that revealed exactly what happened. So for a 4-year period of time, the truth about the origins of the Russia collusion hoax was hidden from the American people. And unfortunately, Maria, as you recall, those same people were already at that point in time onto their next hoax, the Hunter Biden laptop. This was a month before the 2020 election. And unfortunately, what we saw with Joe Biden's election was another 4 years to be able to continue to bury the truth. And so it's only now, with Donald Trump having been reelected, that through DNI Gabbard, myself, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, all of this intelligence, all of this evidence that's been hidden and buried from the American people is finally coming to light.
Yeah. We just showed a picture of John Brennan's notes, and I want to go back to those because you just referenced them. These are handwritten notes that John Brennan took during that meeting with Obama and the other top lieutenants, where he writes that Russia is aware of the Hillary Clinton plan to tie Donald Trump to a Russia story. And these notes is something that you highlighted many times, that Devin Nunes highlighted many times. Is this what you're saying was hidden, these handwritten notes and the obvious story right then and there in the meeting with President Obama, where John Brennan was writing notes down as far as what he was telling and discussing with that team?
Well, think about it, Maria. During that 4-year period of time, think about the countless interviews that Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Jim Clapper, John Brennan gave to the public, and testimony that they gave under oath about how Russia was involved in our election. And not one time, not a single time, did they ever reference what became verified intelligence, a Hillary Clinton plan. Verified, Maria, because in 2020, Hillary Clinton's own campaign manager took the oath under penalty of perjury in the trial of Michael Sussman and was asked about this plan and said, yes, there was a plan, and Hillary Clinton personally approved it. So all they did was talk about the fake Steele dossier, but never talked about the true intelligence, the true origins of the Russia collusion hoax, was that this was a Hillary Clinton campaign scheme. Yeah. Really incredible. And, Devin Nunes, your next guest, truly an American hero trying to bring these things to light. Again, now we have the opportunity to do exactly that.
Yeah, he sure is a hero, and so are you, Director. Look, our audience knows this, thanks to you and thanks to Devin Nunes. Our audience is well aware of what took place here, but we want to see accountability. Many of the statute of limitations have
Here it comes.
It's been almost 10 years for many of these folks who did this. But John Brennan testified to Congress, and so did Hillary Clinton, within 5 years. I think it was in 2020, right, and then again in 2021. Are those statute of limitations still live? Tell me if, in fact, we could see a criminal prosecution here, as you just the other day, 3 weeks ago, have in fact referred criminal referrals to the DOJ.
Well, Maria, so part of what came out last week was about how John Brennan, Clapper, Comey, they all pushed the known fake Steele dossier into intelligence community assessments and as the basis for Crossfire Hurricane and all that. But what hasn't come out yet, and what's going to come out, is the underlying intelligence that I have spent the last few months making recommendations about final declassification and sent that to the Department of Justice that will come out in the John Durham report classified annex. And what that
and we got that
shows, Maria, is that part of this was a Hillary Clinton plan, but part of it was an FBI plan to be an accelerant to that fake Steele dossier, to those fake Russia collusion claims, by pouring oil on the fire, by amplifying the lie and burying the truth of what Hillary Clinton was up to. And you're right, Maria. John Brennan testified to John Durham in August of 2020. He also testified to the House Oversight Committee in 2022. Hillary Clinton testified before John Durham under oath in 2022.
Boom, boom, boom,
James Comey
boom.
testified before the Senate committee in September 2020. All of that's within the last 5 years. And much of that testimony is frankly completely inconsistent with what our underlying intelligence that is about to be declassified in the Durham Annex, what that reflects. And so, Pam Bondi does have a strike force. It is a different Department of Justice, a different FBI, and an opportunity to look at how these people really did conspire to run a hoax, a fraud on the American people and against Donald Trump's presidency. And so coming forward, we understand that they did this, but now we need to understand how they did this. And I think that's why you see the left losing their minds over this, Maria, saying, why are you spending time? This is vindictive. You're going back. This is Donald Trump, seeking retribution. It's not. Donald Trump's election by the American people was a statement, Maria. They said to everyone, we know what you did to Donald Trump, and we reelected him because we know this was all fake. We know it was a hoax. Now we want to understand how you did it so that it can't happen again. And that's what this declassification process that we're undergoing right now, what's going on, why it's so important, and why there can be accountability and preventability to prevent these same people that did it in 2016 with the Steele dossier, with the Hunter Biden laptop in 2020 from doing it again in the future.
So what I think I hear you saying is there is still an opportunity for indictments, potential prosecutions, accountability from those people who may have lied under oath, like John Brennan, James Comey, and perhaps Hillary Clinton.
Well, that's why I've made the referrals that I have. DNI Gabbard has made referrals, and why we're going to continue to share the intelligence that would support the ability of our Department of Justice to make fair and just, bring fair and just claims against those who have perpetrated this hoax against the American people and this stain on our country.
Director, one other question on this. Tulsi, as well as President Trump, used the word treason. Is there a statute of limitations on treason?
Nope.
Well, Maria, what I would say is this, is there is no doubt in my mind that the people that we just talked about conspired.
It's an ongoing conspiracy
against President
It
Trump.
never
They
stopped.
conspired against the American people.
And the
So
people
I'll leave
knew
to
it.
Pam Bondi
The
and our
people knew
Department of
it.
Justice, Kash Patel,
Yep.
and our FBI to investigate the conspiracy to do what and what charges that they're capable of bringing. But again, I don't think statute of limitations are going to impact
Bam.
the conspiracy, Maria. The statute of limitation doesn't start to run until the last act in furtherance of that conspiracy. And Maria, part of why this is so important is the people behind this are still furthering the conspiracy. They're refusing to admit or acknowledge what they did in 2016 and what they did in 2020 was wrong. And so I think that's why this is so important and why I'm excited about what the American people will see very shortly and what's to continue to come.
We'll wait for that, John.
All right. So I'd said back, back when, remember Big Country, whenever Durham was giving his cases and stuff like that. And the mainstream news was like, he's not finding nothing. It's all bullshit and blah, 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 blah. Like CBS, ABC, NBC, CNN were all doing that kind of shit with the Durham shit when he was doing his investigations. And I kept saying, it's not about the convictions. Like they're all like, well, he ain't got a conviction. It doesn't matter. And I kept saying, it's not about the convictions.
Right.
The whole point of this is Durham is getting this information and getting it on record.
Absolutely.
And when Trump comes back into office, then I said this information is going to come out and be a big key factor in bringing the deep state down. And lo and behold, we had the FBI finding the burn bags with the Durham annex in it.
Yep.
How about that shit?
I wonder if there's
There
any
you
love
go.
letters in that burn bag.
Yes, sir.
They set them up to falsify the information whenever they had when they tried them or had them. I guess you could say testifying, and they got them on record, them lying in the testimony, and then that sets them up for them to be able to get in trouble. And there's no statute of limitations on treason.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's great news for me that the statute of limitations hasn't expired yet. They're still doing it. It's still ongoing.
Yeah, exactly. That's the conspiracy never stopped. It's still ongoing.
Have y'all seen how big? My battery's about to go dead. Have y'all seen the size of Guantanamo Bay now? How big it's getting?
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all seen that?
Yeah, Trump expanded on it when he was in office the first term.
There had to be a reason behind it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's where everybody's going is Gitmo.
Yep.
Walker, do you know what was in place of Guantanamo Bay before it was a prison?
Here we go.
What was it?
It was a YMCA.
Yes.
How about Trump's rallies? How about
What
Trump's
does he
rallies?
play at the end of every rally?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So if you take all the letters in, why? Check this out, Walker. If you take YMCA.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Wait. Here.
Down that rabbit hole.
This little aluminum hat.
Little quick
I wanna
rabbit
hear
hole.
this. You got me interested
Yeah.
now.
Okay, so if you take all the letters of YMCA and take their numeric value and add them up, it equals 17 2025. I think is what it was. Something I added it up. I posted it on Facebook. But yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Brian got the hard hat. I don't know if that works as good as the old tinfoil hat, but ain't it crazy? that
It
Trump
protects
always-
you.
Funny. I remember
It protects you from Q stuff. I'm kidding.
What, a real working man's hat?
Yes.
So here's you one more. Do you know the only where the only McDonald's is over there in Cuba?
Gitmo, baby.
Guantanamo Bay.
That's hilarious.
Why do you think Trump pushes McDonald's a lot? Why do you think Trump plays YMCA at his rallies?
I love it. That's awesome.
I'm loving it.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. Let me remove my shit here.
So as far as going after Obama, there was like other avenues of approach as far as like treason and stuff like that was presented this week in the news as well, right? Like summoning Obama for grand jury testimony, and if he lies, then that would strip him of his immunity, presidential immunity. Have you heard about that?
No.
You ever heard about that?
Yeah, I heard something about it, but I never really.
I got a video. It's just 2 minutes and 23 seconds long. Goes a little bit into some information about that, and I'll go with that. So it's an alternative approach, and I think it's another angle, just in case if we wanted to remove some presidential immunity from a president. They also spoke about like impeachment is something as well. That's another thing that's floating around out there. But go ahead, Hex.
Before we get into that, I wanted to touch on this real quick. Let me look it up here. Share tab.
Hey, girl, will you make me coffee?
So let me share my screen again. Where is my screen? There it is. So this is QAG, where I get all my Q drops at. But I just typed in Kenya. So this is Q 894 Punisher skull. And Q says, he's referring to Obama. When we're done with him, he'll claim Kenya citizenship as a way to escape. So what you were talking about there, Parabellum, with
you mean his real citizenship? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
So I think the immunity thing, Trump pretty much kind of hinted at it's only going to be a Band-Aid fix for him, but the immunity is going to he'll lose his immunity. More than likely. Yeah. So
I know initially he came out, President Trump, he stated on video, he was like, it may help him out a lot, right? He said it may help him out a lot, but there was then after that, there was a whole lot of reports and some information that had changed that came out and said, wait a minute, there's ways to remove presidential immunity through impeachment or through grand jury summon. And should they find that Obama lies, then that presidential immunity could be removed. And you could be prosecuted for crimes.
Under treason, you can be executed.
Yes. Absolutely.
Hence the Q drop.
Yeah.
Kenya citizenship.
Hey, there was some funny pictures that were going around on Facebook. It was like Michelle Obama and Barack. They were rowing back to Kenya.
If you remember, I think was it 2012? Trump was calling for his birth certificate to be produced.
Absolutely. And there was question that came out about it.
Yep. Like he was offering so many $1 million to Obama's favorite charity if Obama would produce his birth certificate.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden his birth certificate, I think we talked about this on the last show.
We did on the last show. It appeared.
Gets produced and it's on the government website and you could download it. And when you download it, a lot of people found out that this motherfucking thing was in layers. It wasn't a scanned in document.
Yeah, it had multiple layers used in an Adobe created program. So that came straight from the government website.
If I'm not mistaken, there was a guy from, I believe it was Texas, a sheriff's department in Texas had investigated this. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't Texas, but they had investigated this and found out that his birth certificate was photoshopped using another birth certificate from someone from Hawaii, I think, or something like that. And they took these two together and lined them both up on top of each other and found that everything matched up perfect. The little flaws in the text and how the text was tilted in certain spots and like everything was perfect, that it was a fake.
I think we had that on the last show where they actually overlaid it and it was totally perfect. Yeah.
Yep.
So what the fuck is this motherfucker going to claim Kenya citizenship before it's over? If Obama claims Kenya citizenship, you guys cannot fucking deny Q.
That would be insane if that happened.
Okay, so let's give your video a play unless anybody's got anything else.
So this is just a little bit of some other information reporting came out. How do we remove presidential immunity from Barack Obama if we're going to go after him for treason or anything like that? Because you got to remember, presidential immunity, it doesn't cover treason, but it covers a whole lot with what happened with President Trump. That's the battle that's kind of going out in social media today. But here's this video. Give a listen.
I want to address Obama for a second. I know President Trump has every right to be frustrated with him. I think President Trump's analysis last week was right. I think my immunity rule might protect him on the original charges. That's what most legal experts tell me, that ruling is so sweeping it will protect Obama for what he did in office. However, Barack Obama can now be summoned before a grand jury. He cannot take the Fifth Amendment because he has immunity from prosecution. He'll have to tell the truth. If he lies as a private citizen about what he did as president, he'll no longer have that immunity. And that is a trap that Obama is sitting potentially facing. And I want to say the irony to that, because on January 5th, 2017, he presided over a meeting in the White House where the FBI had just cleared Mike Flynn of any wrongdoing. And they schemed in that meeting how they might be able to jam up Mike Flynn. And they came up with the idea, we'll lure him into an interview, catch him into a lie, and then prosecute him that way. Barack Obama now is about to face a potential similar situation as the one he created unfairly for Mike Flynn.
Guys, did you hear that? That's insane.
Yeah, I heard it. Did you hear it,
that's
Walker?
exactly what happened to General Flynn. He was lured in, right?
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Did you hear it, Walker?
No, I didn't hear. I could barely hear it, but I'll listen. Just tell me what happened.
Okay.
I don't know why it was low.
I was going to say I've got it also on the stage down here ready to go, or under the stage.
Yeah, go ahead and play that. See if it plays a little better for Walker, because that's a really important video.
Okay.
I want to address Obama for a second. I know President Trump has every right to be frustrated with him. I think President Trump's analysis last week was right. I think my immunity rule might protect him on the original charges. That's what most legal experts tell me, that ruling is so sweeping it will protect Obama for what he did in office. However, Barack Obama can now be summoned before a grand jury. He cannot take the Fifth Amendment because he has immunity from prosecution. He'll have to tell the truth. If he lies as a private citizen about what he did as president, he'll no longer have that immunity. And that is a trap that Obama is sitting potentially facing. And I want to say the irony to that, because on January 5th, 2017, he presided over a meeting in the White House where the FBI had just cleared Mike Flynn of any wrongdoing.
It's time to play the game.
In that meeting, how they might be able to jam up Mike Flynn. And they came up with the idea, we'll lure him into an interview, catch him into a lie, and then prosecute him that way. Barack Obama now is about to face a potential similar situation as the one he created unfairly for Mike Flynn.
Hell yeah.
So there we go. I mean, that's like bombshell info for me. I love that video when it came out, dude. Like, that's exactly what they did to General Flynn. That's how General Flynn ended up getting put in jail, and then President Trump had to pardon General Flynn. That entire whole escapade that went down. But the irony of that is that Obama is also going to be sitting in that same trap that was set by his administration. He cannot plead the Fifth. He has to testify if you summon him to grand jury. And if he lies, presidential immunity can be stripped. What do you think about that, man?
The precedence has been set.
Then
I mean, come on.
Then charged with treason against the United States of America as a daggone president. Like, oh my God, that's crazy. But
that gets into a lot of. Go ahead.
Everybody knows all this shit was going on, but they couldn't put everything together.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knew that there was too much, because the numbers that Trump won with, and then the way Biden won in 2020, it's crazy. Like the number.
Yeah. Well, it's not just
like everybody knew, but the evidence wasn't there yet. That's why I say it's such a crucial time nowadays to get behind this evidence, because the evidence is in black and white and it's literally in front of America. Yet you still have legacy media and social media that's reporting it as, you know, oh, this is bogus and this is bullcrap. They're trying their same old propaganda tactics. It's in black and white. This is no different than a child molester in a prison cell and somebody put papers on the glass window. Okay. All right, it's black and white, dude. We got you.
That's hilarious.
The bulk of people nowadays get their news from alternative news sources, like shows like ours, and everybody else out there that's got a show like this. Nobody gets news from mainstream media anymore. I watch it, but I watch it to see what bullshit they're spewing.
Usually you can tell by what they're saying, and it's usually the opposite.
Yeah, whatever they say, it's usually the opposite.
It is. So a lot of this gets into, I think it may go with you, Hex 7, where you're wanting to go, but this gets into a little bit of the Operation Mockingbird that's kind of going on with this entire ordeal, correct? Is that something we want to bring up right now?
Sure, we can bring that up. I was going to
go
into
the video or
no, I don't have anything on, like, I didn't get a chance to dig into that new stuff that's came out on Operation Mockingbird because I've been trying to put the show together.
I do. So that was Tulsi Gabbard coming on to the Benny Show, and she was talking about Operation Mockingbird still being effective. This was a wonderful video to be able to check out, guys. But if you got something else, let's go to that, and then we'll jump into Mockingbird.
I was just going to jump into some of these new declassified Durham Annex stuff.
Oh yeah, let's go there, man. We got declassified Crossfire Hurricane. Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry, not that one. There we go. So I'd clip this from. And again, let me go to Same Cues and get that link to that. If you want to give that a read while I'm getting the link here.
Yeah, so that's off of the actual Durham Annex, correct?
Yep, it is.
Let me put this on real quick and see if that's workable. I'll read this. This is the full thing. Okay. So this is the declassified, recently declassified John Durham Annex. Okay. And the highlighted portions are very important. This is about what's came out and what they found with the investigation into this. So the HRC approved Julia's idea about Trump and Russian hackers hampering U.S. elections. That should distract people from her own missing email. The point is making the Russian play a U.S. domestic issue. This is an important story because it would be the first time that we know of that a state deliberately uses the infiltration and publication of data to interfere in a U.S. election. Okay, so this is from Leonard Bernardo. This is the Democrats trying to start a coup and stage a coup against President Trump. So what you was getting into, Hex, Julie says it will be a long-term affair to demonize Putin and Trump. And even more so, they even admitted in this email that they sent back and forth on the server, they said later, don't worry about it. The FBI will put more oil into the fire to be able to drum up this Russia fire collusion hoax.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's in black and white.
Yeah.
So before we go in
FBI. Yeah, go ahead.
Before we go any further, I'd posted that link in chat. To if anybody wants to check out the Durham Annex, you can click on that link. Will it let you click on it in chat? But I'll put it in the description of the show too here in a minute. But anyway, that's the link if you want to check out the Durham Annex and read it all for yourself. It's all there. So.
Oh yeah, it's also on our Facebook page. Same views, different views. It's on X. So if you just throw down, you join that group. It's right in there, guys. We've got that Durham Annex loaded up for you.
But go ahead, Parabellum. Pull up the next one.
Oh, okay. Give me a second here. So we had that was going on, and then we went into this. Just a quick little video of President Trump declassifying, which recently happened. Declassified all of the files for Crossfire Hurricane.
Next, sir, we have a presidential memorandum for your attention. This memorandum requires the immediate declassification of all FBI files relating to the Crossfire Hurricane investigation. This was obviously one of the instances of the weaponization of law enforcement powers of prosecution against you and others. We believe that it's long past time for the American people to have a full and complete understanding of what exactly is in those files.
Which gives the media the right to go in and check it. You probably won't bother because you're not going to like what you see. But this was total weaponization. It's a disgrace. Should never happen in this country. But now you'll be able to see for yourselves, all declassified. Is that correct? What you say? All declassified?
I love it.
Yes, sir.
Everything?
The FBI file with there's a classified annex, but other than that, this we'll put everything in the public eye.
Is anybody going to look? What about you? You going to look?
What did he just say?
Said, is anybody going to look?
Frankly, the FBI should be ashamed of themselves, and so should the Department of Justice, and so should Biden.
FBI, Department of Justice, and so should Biden. They should all be ashamed of themselves for this. So a little bit about Crossfire Hurricane. Hex, you got any information to fill in on that?
On Crossfire Hurricane?
Yeah. So
like what it was?
Yeah. Just a little basic. If you ain't got it on, that's okay. But
I don't have anything like a slide or anything pulled up.
Oh, okay, that's okay. So Crossfire Hurricane was the FBI's code name for its investigation into potential links between the Trump campaign and Russia. So that definitely, it goes into all of the Russia collusion, the release of the Hillary Clinton emails and everything. This is all connected. So President Trump at this point has signed an executive order to release all of the files, which have been, widely questioned by everybody. I mean, including you, me, and a lot of conservative media for many years. And it's great to see that this is actually getting declassified.
Drip, blood.
Yep. People need to see exactly what happened with Crossfire Hurricane. Let's see.
There's a fly.
Released materials. It includes transcripts of interviews, including those with George Papadopoulos. Yeah.
What did I say?
Live swatting.
Oh,
yeah.
What did I say earlier there about August and the Q drop? August is typically a hot month.
Yeah.
It's lighting up.
I think we're going to see August set on fire.
You got Crossfire Hurricane, you got Pelosi insider trading, you've got Mockingbird, you've got General Flynn coming out saying, well, what about the 2020 election if you think 2016 is bad? So we got that coming up in the show. Is that correct, X?
What was it?
General Flynn coming out and he's saying, if you're paying attention to everything that went wrong with the 2016 election, that's great. But guess what? Within the next 48 hours or so, there's going to be some information about the 2020 election that's absolutely going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
There's more.
I wished I could have got that. I didn't get that.
I have made a comment at
Go ahead.
I do have that one. That's okay. Go ahead. Oh, he can't hear it from me for some reason. I don't know why. It should be playing fine.
Where do you got it at?
It's in the layout, same Q's layout. It should play like everything else. I don't know why it's not.
What's it called?
Lord, it is on our website. Hold on. Let me see if I can just send it to you. 1 second.
Just pull it. Share your screen.
I'm going to send you a direct message real quick.
Okay.
And there it is. I just sent it to you, the video.
On Facebook?
No.
Huh?
No, on X. On X.
Oh, on X? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go to X. And
I can share the screen if that don't work.
I've not got a message from you on X.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'll share the screen here real quick.
Yeah.
Let me add the stage. And is that full screen for you guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Can you hear that better?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here we go. This is they're talking about General Flynn, talking about in the next 48 hours will show what the FBI knew full and well when they started Crossfire Hurricane, that it was nothing more than a ruse approved and manufactured by Hillary Clinton.
Can you frame this for us? What are we about to see?
Yeah, so two things, and there's still a lot of internal undermining within the CIA that has to end. The exposure, though, that I think we're about to see is additional exposure of the current evidence that we are seeing with the undermining in the 2016, 2017 timeframe. And I think the big one that's going to come out, and I think it's going to be even worse, is 2020. So 2020 was the coup, as I've said very bluntly. The plan initially was Obama, Hillary, but that got stopped.
16-year plan.
People, and so then they had to figure out how to do it again. And the real coup was 2020. And I think that, I wouldn't expect something in the next 24 hours, because I think that there's some machinations going on inside of the government right now But I think a lot of what we're going to learn in leading up to 2020 is the coup. And remember, President Trump was the president at that time, right? The 51 it's intel and defense advisors that signed the Hunter Biden letter. I mean, that's public now. There's a lot of other things that are not public that led up to 2020 that led to the coup and the rigged election where Uncle Joe became the president of the United States. And God, look at what we're learning about the auto pen, right? So more to come. That's where I think, if you want to put a finger on what's next, it's that.
Wow. So that would be, I mean, President Trump wasn't necessarily in power. He was the president-elect. But you're talking about the 2020 election where it's sedition against the actual elected president in office.
Exactly.
That's
I mean,
bombshell, General.
It really is. I mean, to me,
did you see that headline though? Where it said,
happened to me and to Trump and to the country. We're now seeing that. Now it's how they then decided once they couldn't get him to get out 25th Amendment or whatever, or just to say, screw it, you Pence, you can have it. When they couldn't do that, they had to figure out another way to do it. And the 2020 election is going to be, I think, the real revelation that we as the world and then certainly the American people are going to see. And to me, that is going to then allow President Trump to make some decisions about how our elections will be conducted. That's the real story here.
That's crazy.
All right. So what about that? You guys seen that video yet?
No,
that's insane.
Yeah, I'd watched it. I wanted to clip it, but I didn't get a chance to clip it for the show.
Oh, I got you, buddy.
Yeah,
same cues,
awesome.
different views.
Yeah.
We're in this together.
Hey, how come is it whenever a damn fly comes out and you pull out a fly swatter, they fucking quit coming?
Yeah.
It's like Democrat
motherfuckers, dude. Yeah.
they're Democrat flies.
Yeah, but
right here on same cues.
You kill one, 10 come to his funeral.
That specific fly swatter was manufactured by the Trump administration. So, everything runs, dude.
That's fucking funny.
We had some more of that document stuff, but I don't know. Like, we still have to dive down this rabbit hole. So,
well, you got Operation Mockingbird. You still waiting on that, and then there was still Tulsi Gabbard, who also went on with the 2020 election on the Benny Show. That went along a little bit with what General Flynn was saying about 2020 election. So everybody's focused on 2016, but even Tulsi Gabbard came out and said something. There may be some news about 2020 election coming out that might be bigger than what you thought 2016 was.
And that's what he was just talking about.
You got video of Operation Mockingbird?
I do. Let's I can jump into that for you. Let's play that real quick. This is another video from the Benny Hill Report on X. This is Tulsi Gabbard interview. Or not Benny Hill. Hey, I could have said Benny Hinn. Oh Lord.
I'd have to stand up, start going around in circles, stomping my feet.
I'm telling you. This is the Mockingbird Report, and this was a huge admission, a bombshell admission. So the Mockingbird, I think, went back into like Cold War era Russian, where basically I think they used intelligence, social media, and platforms and stuff like that, newspapers to be able to strike down political opponents. And this is Tulsi Gabbard basically saying that's exactly what's happening still today.
Before you go into that, let me explain something to you. And this is right before you put on this video on Jason. How is it that you think that Hitler won the war? A lot of people were trying to figure that, like how did he get not that he won the war, but how he had so much control of his people. Guess what he did? He gave away free ham radios.
Yes.
Gave them away.
Hey,
absolutely.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Tell them the free corn story.
About the pigs.
Yeah.
Well, I'll hang on.
Because it reminded me of that.
Yeah, let me explain this to you.
Okay.
All right. Now, imagine the years, like what we're talking about, when all this was going down, right? Okay, so and I'm going to go back to Hitler's times, when he pumped out and gave free ham radios out in the country, imagine like going all the way out in Phelps where they never had no phones or nothing like that. And he put, and hell, the people would probably be like, listen to the power, and I'm sure he gave them free batteries. They're probably like, oh God, listen to this coming out of this box. This guy's powerful. So he got control of the people through the media, through the radio, from the radio.
Absolutely.
Okay, now what was it that you seemed like on every corner down the street for the last couple of years prior to the 2020 election? What is it?
Obama phones.
I
just whispered that.
Yes,
that's exactly right.
I had whispered that as you were saying that. I said
Obama phones, Obamacare.
Yes.
It was Obama.
Well, okay. Now here's an old farmer, and I'm going to use this as the Democrats, but there's an old farmer. He seen a wild pig. He said, "I'm going to catch that little pig," and he goes over there in the corner and he puts a little bit of corn in the corner of the field, and that pig comes over and they eats it. It does it every day, and they come to that corn and they eating on it. And then next thing you know, you got 2 or 3. Let's bring the family. There's free corn here. There's free corn here. And next thing you know, you got the whole damn community. Well, by the time he's got so many herded in, he'll put one little boarded fence up, but he'll still keep putting that corn there. Then he'll put another line of fence, and they keep coming eating that corn. Before you know it, he can trap them after feeding them all that free fucking corn and shit.
Get them all trapped in the fence.
Get them all trapped inside. That's exactly right. Because there's a lot of this. A lot of people does this. Back in our day, I don't know how old are you, Big Country?
45.
I'm 55, right? So when I grew up as a kid, I had worked the tater fields and everything just to help my mama with rent sometimes, or just to put food on the tables. And we'd go, and I told this story the other day. I was like, look, I said, I remember when she'd grow the garden, she'd always grow worms, and she'd put the worms in the garden, in the garden and stuff like that. Well, me and my brother,
till the dirt.
Yeah, well, me and my brother, when we worked the tater fields and stuff, sometimes we'd have to go to Florida during harvest season, so we had to get gas. Well, what I done was I went and we growed worms. Well, we take them worms, and on our way past going over 312 bridge, them boys that's sitting there fishing with the cane poles, you pull out a worm that big, buddy, they think they gonna catch a fish that big, and we'd sell them $20 a pint just to pay for our gas. You know what I'm saying? You can't get kids to do any of that anymore. No,
that's gone.
You don't see none of that. You know what I'm saying? There's too much of this and not enough work. You know what I'm saying? There's enough work, don't get me wrong, but they don't want to work. They want handouts. You got kids that, when their parents go and work their ass off and get a shit ton of, like say a parent works his ass off, his business does good and it grows up, and he's got this money, or, he's profitable in a sense. Well, a kid nowadays, it's almost as if they think the parents should just automatically, it should be given to them, or it should
entitled.
Entitled.
Oh yeah,
it's that easy. And it kills me. Like all my boys, like my son too, that I'm working on right now. And this ain't no joke. And I'm not saying it because he's sitting in here. He'll go and work his job, but then when he gets off work, he'll go. And Dave, you probably seen him online. He'll go and do pressure washing. He'll go and do paint deck. He'll do whatever it takes because he's got 2 boys to feed. And he'll go and work in these other jobs just to make sure. And his wife's a nurse and stuff. But my son, when he gets off work, he goes to work again. He does it all the time. All of my boys they're unbelievable. They're good. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
I am also. I've got 3 good, hardworking boys.
Yeah, and that's got a lot to do. What is it to teach them? Well, how is it that goes? The arrow finds it smart, but it's the strength of the bow, which is the parent to send that arrow forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so, I don't know. It kills me because nowadays, and who has to pay for that? Look at the cost of all the money and the taxes that we have to pay, that we go and work our asses off. My wife, and when you pay for college, and I'm rambling right now, but when you pay for college and you spend $20,000 or $30,000 on the college, but then when you come out, I'm not saying she gets paid this, she gets paid more, but like, say you spent $50,000 on college bills, college money, and then you don't get a job at $45,000. But you don't have enough money. They want to keep their foot on their neck. You know what I'm saying? They want to keep their foot on their neck. But anyway, go ahead and show me this video. Sorry about
that. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. You was talking about that corn and that pig, and I was thinking about that story, and it keeps coming back and stuff like that until one day you come out there and then you get this right here. I think that's what we're getting at. That pig done got it, son.
yeah. Believe it or not, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what the Mockingbird's got here.
So we was looking in the Mockingbird, and this is a little bit of another admission that kind of came out from Tulsi Gabbard and a lot of the election files that came out. This is the Benny report, and here we go.
The media being used as a propaganda mechanism, we saw it flatly. I mean, I think it's the smoking gun, quite frankly, of the Obamagate narrative and the Russiagate narrative, that it was so baked in that the New York Times and Washington Post went and ran with it. Some would say that that's part of Operation Mockingbird. Some would say that that's part of what we learned in the Church Committee, that the intel agencies were using media outlets as their mouthpieces, and that those mouthpieces would parrot the official narrative. And I wanted to ask you, is this operation still going on? Are you aware of the intel agencies working directly with media outlets in order to push prescribed narratives that may or may not be true?
It's something that we've already had to deal with, Benny, within this administration, where there are people within the intelligence community who believe that their will is more important than the will of the American people, and will weaponize intelligence by leaking it to their friends within the mainstream media with the intent of undermining President Trump's agenda. It is not one that he hasn't already talked about in every rally and town hall that he did throughout the campaign. I don't even know how many there were, but President Trump is enacting the very thing he promised the American people he would do in this election. So people in the intelligence community, they may agree, they may disagree. That's not the point here. As intelligence professionals, as people who work in the national security space, in the intelligence community, they are required to fulfill their mandate to their oath to the Constitution of the United States and to the President of the United States, who is duly elected by the American people. Those who leak intelligence to their friends in the mainstream media with the intent of undermining the president who was elected by the American people. None of these intelligence professionals were. They are subverting the will of the people and therefore undermining the Constitution.
Did you get that? Yeah, it's wild that you're still having to deal with that. Call it what you will. But Operation Mockingbird, just incredible that they were just out with it, that they were using the media as government organs to push propaganda, and it's still happening today.
This is why what we're doing is so important, Benny, and this is why President Trump's mandate in this is really critical, is by exposing the truth, by exposing the bad actors within the intelligence community and in the political space who are weaponizing intelligence to advance their own political interests, is so important to be able to turn the light on in places that have been dark for far too long, expose the truth, and drive accountability. That's the only way that we can actually shift this and begin the work to try to restore trust in the intelligence community.
It don't.
Right. So there you go, man.
It don't help them when you got the damn news media lying and manipulating shit just for their own,
It doesn't at all. So you got Operation Mockingbird, right? So basically, just a real quick rundown on Operation Mockingbird. That was an alleged large-scale program for the United States Central Intelligence Agency. Began in the early years of the Cold War, attempted to manipulate domestic American
I was getting ready to look that up.
Go ahead. Oh, I got you.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Domestic American news media organizations for propaganda purposes. So basically, they're manipulating the media and domestic organizational news. They're using everything they can against you. And this is back in the Cold War days, and I think that's what Chris Walker was bringing up as well. But what just happened in that video is they're saying, it was apparently, it was supposed to be shut down. Okay,
they used it as they used it as a military type tool, like that was one of their tools. I'll tell you something that if you want to dive into something really crazy is and I hope this don't get us kicked off. I know it sounds funny. Is the Jesuit oath. Go look up the Jesuit oath that was filed in the Library of Congress. You go look up the Jesuit oath, you'll be like, when you read it, you'll be like, what the hell? The Catholic Jesuits. Go look up the Jesuit oath. It's Jesuit.
Yeah.
You want to see something scary and crazy?
Yeah.
Go watch that. And
wasn't that a priesthood, Walker?
Yeah. And the funny thing about it is, if you read that oath, it is for them to infiltrate the government, to infiltrate churches, to infiltrate small government, big government, to infiltrate them, then destroy them within.
Absolutely. That's exactly what Operation, that goes with Operation Mockingbird 100%.
That's the reason why I said you need to read Jesuit Oath.
Yeah, that'd be great. We'll look into that.
That oath Walker's talking about, that dates all the way back around to the Knights Templar.
Yeah.
That goes way back.
It goes way back.
We're getting into the Masons and the Knights Templar, and we're getting down into the nitty gritty.
So y'all want to hear something real crazy?
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
I'm actually a Knights Templar. Hold on.
Right on.
No, I'm for real. I'm not joking. I'm a 32nd degree Freemason. I'm a Knights Templar. I'm through the Scottish Rites, a 32nd degree Mason under the Scottish Rites, and I'm a Knights Templar. Like that, they made me a Knights Templar. But just that way, you know.
Well, that's pretty cool.
yeah. Just so you know, it's
Mockingbird Media. Since we're on that subject, I've got a little video here. I don't know if anybody's seen this. It came out a while back, but I kind of want to put this out there. And this is really, honestly and truly, this is Mockingbird Media at its finest. Let me share my screen here. So check this shit out right here.
I don't know if you can see this though. I don't know where to put it on the camera.
Oh wait, hold on. I'll get you back up there, Chris. Let me give you a solo layer.
Where's the camera?
Oh, you almost had it.
There we go.
Wait a minute.
Right there.
Where'd you go?
Wait. There we go.
You had me.
Let me do that again. I hit the wrong button. There we go. Solo layout. There you go.
All right. This is my ring.
Oh,
Scottish Rites. Hold on. York Rites. Hold on a minute. Look there.
We got a jaw drop, Chris Walker. We got a jaw drop. She's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
What I manage.
Get me. Let's help us that big screen. We got Cat over here like teasing over here.
What is it?
What is it?
Read all this.
I'm on camera, guys.
And said, I do offer training, and if you want to talk about it, we can set up a call here. This year and maybe next year, I'm looking to train someone for free if they book me what they want to learn. So say tongue splits and coin slots, that's a good start. If you can find at least 2 to 3 people to get whatever you want to learn, and if the value is high enough for me, I'll come to your studio and I'll explain what I'm doing while you help out. And I said, that would be amazing. He said, that's cool. We should all meet in the shop for it. Have him find people, as I was talking about my brother wants to learn too.
Yeah.
The more examples you see, the better you'll be. And if you find 5 paid tongue splits for me while you help me out, then I would help you cut one of your friends for free, so you can do your first one while I'm pointing things out.
Talking about splitting tongues.
Yeah, you're talking about cutting friends there, man. I didn't know where this was going.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
That means that I need people.
I can get it.
Willing to
Yeah,
pay for it.
Yeah, I can do that.
And the more the merrier.
I'll go even pick him up at the airport.
So
I'll make it sound real good. I'll give him some neck bumps.
I need weirdos that are willing to pay for services, so he can come in and do them and show me, and then I can pick a couple weirdos and I'll do it on
Here,
Did you say you needed weirdos?
I do.
I'm a weirdo.
You want your tongue split?
I'm not that weird.
Yeah. When she gets done with you, it look like you fell in a tackle box.
All right.
I mean, I won't get into that, but
welcome to Small Town, boys.
Small town tattoos, baby.
I was going to say Tiff might like it, but
I already stick out like shit on a white puppy, man. I don't need my tongue split.
Yeah. Watch what you asked for, Dave. That's awesome, though.
I don't know. I've always wondered about the power of a split tongue. I mean, I'm just going to say I'm not totally close-minded to
it. In everything within your body, is everything's in duality. You got two brains, two sides of your brains, two eyes, upper mandible, lower mandible, two nostrils, two parts of your tongue actually that work in momentum side to side, but it's actually two muscles. So in duality, you everything is in duality in your body except for your pineal gland. So,
what about genders?
Male, female, masculine, feminine. Okay, all right. Look here. Listen here. Let me put it to you this way. I'm gonna give you a little insight. I'm gonna give you a little insight, and I'll run by this real quick. But in order for you to have an understanding of the 7 Hermetic principles, and the 7th principle is genders. Well, you cannot have masculine without feminine. You cannot have feminine without masculine. So that being in duality, consciously you're a male. Technically, you're a male consciously. Well, your subconscious that you argue with every day is a female. To give you an idea, it's like as if you go down the road, there's a hitchhiker on the side of the road, and it's like, and you go past him. It's almost like your mama comes back to you and says, "Why didn't you pick him up?" It's the feminine side of the argument.
I agree with that because sometimes I'm a bitch to myself. I'm such a bitch.
Look here, they tell you, well, I got titties, but they tell you that like if you're male, your subconscious would be female, and a female is her conscience is female, but her subconscious is male. So however a woman treats you and how you treat that woman is the same way you tend to your subconscious. So
that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
I can get real deep into that and explain it better. But
we've got a whole rabbit hole to go down. Not this week coming, but I think the next week we're going to dive down some of that shit with the vibrations and Anunnaki and that kind of stuff.
Look here, this is my pun. Tune me in.
Walker?
Yeah.
Have you been reading the Kybalion?
It's the Kybalion, but yeah.
Hermes Trismegistus.
Well, that's big country spin on that. Yeah. You know what I
mean? He's thrice born. He's actually a reincarnation of Enoch. Yeah. So you probably read the Emerald Tablets too.
I'm reading it.
Yeah, got to read 100 times to have an understanding of it. Yeah. Don't get me started. God. Yeah, we'll be on here another 2 hours. Is all I'm saying.
The lips of wisdom are closed, but to the ears of understanding.
Well, I think that's part of the future show, possibly, Hex, is that we're going to turn the reins over to Big Country and Walker to be able to talk about an Anunnaki entire episode.
Listen, we'll talk about Enki and Enlil and all the slaves and how things happen and how he taught them with tools, and then he used those tools for war.
Yeah, Enlil's a dick, dude.
Yeah.
I'll
give you one to think about on a biblical sense. And I believe in my Creator. I believe in Christ. I do believe in that. It's not nothing. A lot of people was like, but I think the history. You have a history, and then you have a mystery. Well, a mystery is
what did God say? Or what did it say in the Bible? God created the heavens and the universe.
The earth, and the earth stood without void, and there was darkness upon the earth. It says the heavens and the earth. It doesn't say heaven, earth,
or heaven, not heavens and the earth. Yeah,
it says the heavens and the earth. But first, it wasn't God that created. It was, guess what it was? Y'all don't know, do you? What did it say before they put God in the name? Come on now, let's see if you got this.
Give me a second. Oh, I know this one.
Elohim.
Oh, it wasn't what I was thinking.
Yeah, it says Elohim created the heavens and the earth, and Elohim means more than one God. Yeah. So they took that out and put God into the nature of the name. But here's one for you. I'll go here real quick, but I'm going to get off here after this.
Okay.
When Cain and Abel. Okay, when Eve goes to Adam, she says that I have a child from the Lord, and it's the lowercase L. Then it says that she gave birth to Cain and then gave birth to Abel. And then 100 years later, she knew Adam again and gave birth to Seth, who was Abel's brother, that Cain's flew. All right. It doesn't say that Cain was Seth's brother. It says Abel was his brother. But in the timeline between Cain and Abel, there's no timeline between those two. And there's a word called superfecundation, where a woman can ovulate and have sex with two different men and have two twins by two different paternal parents. And if you look at Ezekiel 31, go look at Ezekiel 31. That's the Samaritan king. Speaking of Samaritan, the Sumerian king. And if you look at that, it talks about him being a large cedar tree in the garden of God that overpowered the trees of Eden.
Wow.
So, and the lowercase L would be like the king, like a king. Not that he got it from your creator, but he got it from a king, or, when she gave birth. But when God can walk through the garden, he says, I curse thee, and you lay it upon your belly, and you'll eat dust for the rest of your days. I put enmity between your seed and thy woman's seed. If it wasn't about procreation, why did they cover the loins? So it's all about sex. But I know you guys probably don't want to hear none of this. But I don't want to go to preaching, but look here, I'm going to have to get off here. I don't know how to do this. How do I get off here?
We'll just remove you from stage when you're done, and you can just close out the browser, and you'll be off here.
Hey, look here, bulls. It's been a freaking awesome time, and I really, truly want to talk about the Anunnakis and the Samaritans.
It's coming up. We're going to have my brother-in-law, Josh, on here too. And he's like really big into that. So between you, him, and Big Country, me and Parabellum is going to take a back seat and let you guys run the whole, the whole show.
Yeah, I don't really know much about Anunnaki. I'm a little bit more old school conservative religious, so I will stay out of the conversation.
No, hey, listen, but the neat thing about it is this. Okay, the religion's actually there. It's just misconstrued in a sense. If you look at all religions, and if you say you had 10 of them and they're blind, say they're blind and they're in a room with an elephant. One's got a hold of the tail. It's like, oh, it's a rope. The other one's got a hold of his legs. Oh, it's a tree. They all got a hold of the same thing. They just don't know what the hell they got a hold of. We're all created. We're all created equally. We're God's children. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. There's a whole lot more to it. It's just neat how you can link certain things up, especially when timeline comes. I'll give you this as an end. I'll give you something to squabble about, something for you to think about tonight.
Okay.
All right. Look here. Y'all know what the Pangea effect is?
That's the continental shift.
Wasn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So somebody asked me, they said, Chris, how did the kangaroo get from Australia across the ocean to get on Noah's Ark? Well, it was but one landmass. Right. You know what I'm saying? All right. And if you look, what do y'all know what Noah's Ark's made out of?
What was the wood?
Gopher wood.
Yeah, gopher wood. Yeah.
Okay, there's only one place that they
300
find
cubits
gopher wood.
by 400 cubits.
Listen, gopher wood's in Georgia, north of Florida, south of Georgia, north of Florida. There's only one river that has actually 7 tributaries to it, and it's the Ohio River. Now, if I was on a boat and it was flooded by some weird, crazy catastrophe, and my boat ended up somewhere else, I'm still going to tell the old stories wherever I land, because I don't know where the hell I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And when the continents separated, the waters came out of the ground. See what I'm saying? So the water's coming out of the ground, spewing out of the ground. There's only gopher wood in south of Georgia, north of Florida, nowhere else in the world. So when the continents separated, it's a possibility that it happened, and it was built right here in Americas. And the continental drift after the separation, if you look at the time, I think it was 150 days that he drifted, and he ended up over where Mount Ararat is, Mount Ararat. Now, if they would have built the ark there, in Turkey or wherever, they in that drift of 150 some days, they would have put them over on the other side of daggone Asia. They'd been in Mongolia territory. It's really interesting. It's something to think about. And I always thought to myself, if I could find a good, what's the ones that uncovers dinosaurs and stuff like that?
Archaeologists?
No, not archaeologists.
Paleontologists. Yeah.
Like if you go and look, I wonder if they can point the direction of which way the animals was going. And before the continent separated, and I bet you it's heading to Georgia. But it's another rabbit hole. But look here, Parabellum, it's something for you to think about. You know what I'm saying?
It's something to think about. I'm open to a lot of perspectives. Definitely allow like anybody to be able to put their kind of stuff out there. For me personally, I was just raised in a little bit of a different conservative religious viewpoint. And one thing
I was raised Baptist.
Something to think about. I get that. I get that 100%. But for me, I know that if you were to look at the Bible, there are two things that that are mentioned. It's the Anakim and the Nephilim.
Yeah.
And the one thing that is not mentioned in that Bible that I follow is the Anunnaki. So something to think about, my friend. In the next episode. So I may come with no offense or any kind of negative territory, but I'm going to come with the opposite side, because I think if you have two opposites on something like that and somebody that can negate you and you can present your point of view, maybe you get your point across better to the viewers. Is that cool?
Yeah, in the Sumerian language, the oldest language in the world, which the Sumerians are spoke in the Bible, they talk about Anunnaki. But hey, look here, man, I gotta go.
All right. Just want to give a big shout out, Chris Walker, Small Town Tattoos. Come on, guys, give him some love. If you're in the chat, show him some love.
It. Hell yeah, it's been
legendary.
It is absolutely amazing, guys. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. You're glad you could join the show tonight,
man. It was a good time.
Can't wait to have you back.
All right, see you guys.
Peace out, Walker.
I don't know.
You got it. So unfortunately, I apologize, guys. So I told you, I think Hex, and I didn't get to tell Big Country, but if we do the Anunnaki, I'm going to have a little bit different point of view, and I'm glad and open and welcome to the other point of view for Big Country. And
I mean, that's the premise of the show. Same cue.
That's what we do, right, baby?
Man.
That's what we do. So I figure we stay true to it.
And I can already tell just from listening to Walker, his knowledge is a whole lot more in.
Oh, it's vast.
Mine is.
Trust me.
Like I said Anunnaki one time on this show, and all of a sudden in my Facebook feed, it was all the old Anunnaki videos about Cain and Abel and the freaking apple coming down from the tree that Jesus told me for 100 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, what?
Real quick,
story, dude.
If anybody watching is local, Chris Walker owns Small Town Tattoos. He's got locations in Pikeville and Prestonsburg. Check them out if you're wanting a tattoo. I recommend. They have some awesome artists there. Stacy's really good. Walker's good, but Stacy's good. He's really kick-ass tattoo artist. I've seen some of his work. Jen, I don't know a lot of the other ones there, but that's the ones I do know. Grew up with Jen. She's was friends with Brad. That my brother was friend. They're right around the same age. Jen's a lot younger than me, but yeah, she's an awesome tattoo artist.
Jen's actually Brad's brother or sister.
Sister, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
Misspoke there. But anyway, Jen is Brad's sister. Yeah, she's awesome tattoo artist. Stacy is he's amazing. He's come into the shop. I've done some stuff for him on a couple of his vehicles. But Walker now, like what you were talking about with his knowledge and stuff, he comes into the shop a lot, and he is like. He'll have discussions with us sometimes for like an hour and a half, 2 hours of just this kind of stuff. And like, he's awesome at it. And like, you just can't help but sit and listen to him and just hang on like the shit he's telling you. Cause
I'm just now starting to touch on a lot of the subjects that he was just now mentioning. But if you get into it, you start reading it, start watching it. I mean, a lot of it, you really can't deny it.
Yep. So anyway, we were talking about Mockingbird Media. I was going to play this real quick. I don't know if anybody's seen this, but this is a perfect example of Mockingbird Media. Check this shit out.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about troubling irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Absolutely, Mockingbird weaponizing the media.
Yeah,
yeah.
You know what that made me think of? I don't know if anybody's ever watched Star Trek.
Yeah.
The Next Generation and the Borg.
Yeah.
They all speak in unison. We are the Borg. Resistance is futile.
Yeah.
But damn, that's the Mockingbird media. That's why I don't trust mainstream media, because it's all scripted. They all say the damn exact same thing. Even fucking local WYMT is part of that Mockingbird media because they're a CBS affiliate. I don't like WYMT. Watch it for the weather, but that's about it. But fuck WYMT.
Guess who else was on Next Generation?
Q.
Yeah.
John DeLance. But one little, well, I guess I don't know. Let me see here. Oh yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. This was the last slide I had, and then we'll jump into a rabbit hole. But this was from those Durham annexes, and DMC predicts a certain Clinton victory in the current presidential campaign. Mind you, this is back during then. In the current presidential campaign, the impressive results of Donald Trump are dividing the Republican Party RP elite, which in itself is in near panic condition. So they were confident that they had put this out there, and this is in those annexes. So it made me think of Q 1834. They never thought she would lose. Now they all lose. And that's what I think. That's what we're seeing now. Now they are all losing.
Yeah.
And they're losing their minds.
It's a total Democratic meltdown.
Yep. Holy shit. I just realized, I don't know, did my fucking rabbit hole video? Nope, it didn't.
Oh man.
Oh, no foil hat tonight.
Yeah. For some reason, my video editing software was saving shit under a different file format, so it didn't.
It was hitting the MP3 instead of the MP4. Yep.
Yep. No, it was hitting WMV.
Ooh, yeah, that don't work with StreamYard. Yep.
Yeah. So, anyway, I guess we can't go down the rabbit hole tonight. I guess we'll probably end up having to call the show here. Besides, we're already we're 3-hour show tonight, guys.
We're 3 hours
absolutely.
in, man.
Yeah. Hell, with a rabbit hole, it would have been about 3.5 hours, something like that. Look, maybe 3:45.
Oh Lord, yeah, that would have run into a large show.
I wanted to finish
neck and neck with Alex Jones, man.
I wanted to finish. Yeah, I wanted to finish this rabbit hole up tonight. But I don't think we're going to get to. I don't think we're going to get to do it next week either. There's probably about 30-40 minutes of it left, but I will post the link on our Facebook page, Same Cues, Different Views, and I'll also post the link. I'll edit the description and post the link to that documentary so you guys can check the full documentary out. I recommend sitting down. This is a documentary that it's hard to watch in segments and break down because it's like there's so much shit in there. It's best to really watch this whole documentary in its entirety in one sit down and watch and get you some popcorn, get comfy, and just sit down and check it out. It's really cool. Again, the documentary we've been going over is Project Looking Glass, and it's based off of Nikola Tesla and Albert Einstein. A lot of Nikola Tesla's technology, and how after Tesla died, the only person that got to go over Tesla's files was Donald Trump's uncle. So these files, like it's kind of getting that Nikola Tesla had the ability to not travel in time to the future, but able to see over the curvature of space time. And that's what kind of Project Looking Glass was, that the government, the conspiracy is that the government developed Project Looking Glass and was able to see over the curvature of space time, which kind of points to a lot of the Q drops, because Q has not predicted, but told us so much shit that was going to happen, and it actually happened. It's just mind-boggling that these drops, you watch them come out into play. How did Q know this stuff? Was there a Project Looking Glass developed? Did Q team the operation of Q team use Project Looking Glass to see?
Is it still in operation?
Is it still in operation? Like they said at the beginning of the documentary,
It's supposed to be dismantled, but I don't know.
That's what I was getting ready to say. It was disassembled.
Well, you got that with Mockingbird, supposed to be dismantled in the 60s and 70s, but you hear we said.
Well, it's also the same with MK Ultra. MK Ultra was supposed to have shut down, but I think with what we're seeing with that project or with that Operation Mockingbird and the cell phones and the social media, mindless garbage you see on social media.
Yeah.
I've made this point a million times. That's still MK Ultra. They are mind controlling people by subjecting them to mindless garbage, fake news, and you get wrapped up in your cell phone, and you don't go look for the truth out there, because like the true information, the factual evidence, because you're like, oh, look at that cat, or oh, look at
look,
this
a squirrel.
Yeah, look, yeah, exactly. Look, a squirrel.
Yep.
But
well, MK Ultra, now that was the actual program that was related to Edward Snowden, correct?
No, MK Ultra was in the 60s.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it said Project MK Ultra was CI program focused on human experimentation with mind-altering drugs. That's MK Ultra, correct?
Yeah, that's MK Ultra.
Okay, I got you.
That's where LSD came from. Was the government had developed LSD for the use in MK Ultra it was LSD, electrical shock therapy, and a couple other things.
Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah,
yep.
I've seen it on a couple of videos. Weed is bad; it will make you a zombie. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
There's back in the 60s, they had some somewhat of a little bit of success with this mind control shit with these people that came into volunteered for MK Ultra. These were American citizens that volunteered for MK Ultra, but they didn't understand what they were volunteering for. But they had some kind of, somewhat of a little bit of success with it. And this was in the 60s. Imagine how far that with, the funding that the government has, imagine how far that technology has came today.
Yes.
And again, television, movies, social media, that's your MK Ultra right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get fed we're the only country in the world that pays for its own goddamn, excuse me. I'm sorry, God. I didn't mean to take your name in vain, but I'm getting mad. We're the only country in the world that pays for its own freaking propaganda.
Yeah.
And it's bullshit. We pay to be subjugated to mindless garbage.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, I guess we're going to probably, anybody got anything else they want to talk about real quick before we close the show?
One quick note, and this will be for you and Parabellum also, but anybody else that might be watching, for the Anunnaki and just some of the stuff that Chris touched on before he headed out. There's a channel on YouTube called Law of Insights, and if anybody that may want to do a little bit of Q&A with Chris, I know I'm going to have to do my homework if I'm going to try to keep up with him any at all. But check out Law of Insights on YouTube, and it's got a lot of videos on there that touches on what Chris was talking about. just so we can have a little bit of back and forth Q&A maybe with him.
Okay. Let me see if I can. Let me pull that up real quick, and I'll see if I can post that link in the chat. Let's see, YouTube, and you said it was called Law of Insights.
Yeah, Law of Insights.
Actually, let me share my screen, and you can tell me if I got the right thing here. Where's my? There it is. Oh, is that it?
That's it.
Okay. So I'm gonna just let me click on this, and I'll actually go to the actual page here. Copy this, and I'm gonna post that in the chat, and I'll also try to post that in the description of the show. I'll go back and try to do that too. But
yep.
There you go, guys. Law of Insights.
There's a couple others, Hex, and I'll try to get those to you maybe sometime this weekend if you want to post links to those on there. Also, I've got a couple other channels. I just can't remember them off the top of my head right now.
By the way, Big Country, you're an admin on Same Cues Different Views Facebook too. So if you want to post this stuff on the Same Cues Different Views Facebook page, you can go on there and post it.
Okay.
You can post whatever you want on there.
All right.
Parabellum had set the page up, so he's got control of it. But me and you both are admins, and we can post on there.
Yeah,
sounds good.
And then we also have
in there. Anything you want to post throughout the week, just put it onto the page, and then we'll be able to pull up a show.
Nice.
And we'll be able to pull your videos from that. Anything that you'd like, we can copy and then put them into the show. And hey, pull that video up for me.
Yep. We also have an X account now. Same Cues, Different Views on X. We're over there, so you guys watching, give us a follow on X. Go to X website.
Yep.
And look up Same Cues, Different Views, and it's got our Big Beautiful Bill. I think is that what you have as the background? Big Beautiful Bill.
Yeah, you'll see Big Beautiful Bill up there with the skull of thorns. Also, I do have, let me post this real quick. If you wanted to look it up directly, it's https://qviews87644. That's going to be the address for you. But you can, again, go into your search bar on X or Facebook alone, look up Same Cues, Different Views. You'll be able to find the page of all the information that's being reported.
So on X, qviews87644. Check us out over there too and give us a follow. Again, last time we do have I don't think it's going to be next week, but we are going to do the Anunnaki segment. I just want to remind everybody one more time. We're going to have my brother-in-law Josh on the show. We're going to have Big Country.
That's going to be a hoot right there.
It is. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have Big Country, and we're going to have Chris Walker. And these three guys have really good knowledge when it comes to this whole Anunnaki thing, and we'll also be talking about like the different vibrations with people. That kind of stuff will get brought up, and I'm sure Chris will bring up a lot of other things too, because that's Chris. He's just like a walking encyclopedia full of knowledge. So we'll have all kinds of stuff brought up on that. But we're gonna close this show out. Anybody got any closing words before we jump out of here?
That was it for me, man. Just check out that Law of Insights Academy. Like I said, I've got a couple other links that now that I know I can do it, I'll try to post to the page and get that out there for everybody. So maybe we can have a little bit of Q&A with Chris, because like I said, I can just tell by him talking about it that his knowledge far surpasses mine. And it's going to be a challenge, but we'll get in there and fight the best we can.
Well, it's not meant to be a challenge. It's meant to get information out there. So
right.
Yeah. So don't feel like you're you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
All right.
So I'm just wanting to make for good TV, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think we've got Big Country. He's excited right here, right now.
I know.
I think we're going to get him researching, building up a profile. He's going to find his information. He's going to come prepared, and that's what we're looking for, Big Country.
Listen, that little chill I got on my skin right there.
You know, he's got them prickles right there.
Yeah, that chicken skin. Man.
That's that Anunnaki electricity just rippling through your body.
My brother-in-law, same way. like he's been digging on a lot of this shit all week because we had talked about it coming up week after next. So he's been digging on it all week, and he'll be digging on it next week.
Yeah.
So like he's excited about it too. He can't wait. So
yeah, I'm pumped to hear Walker talk, man.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Parabellum, you got any closing words?
No, that's pretty much it for me, man. What I'll be doing is be able to keep information on the financial sector, everything that's going on with the President Trump agenda. I'll always be able to bring that to you guys. And that's a lot of what I'll be focusing on. And then we'll be ready for the next week's show. Maybe next week or the week after for the Anunnaki. So just keep your eyes on that, guys. Again, go check out Facebook group page, same Q's, different views, and x.com, QViews 87644.
All right. Me, as always, go down there and hit that thumbs up button. Give us a like, whether you're watching on Rumble or whether you're watching on YouTube or whether you're watching on Twitch. We didn't get to stream to Facebook tonight, but we will do that next week. We'll make sure we get that set up. We had apologies. We created the new Facebook page and StreamYard wasn't set up for it properly. So there's a lot you have to go through to stream to a group. And we completely forgot about that tonight. So we dropped the ball on that. We apologize, but hit that thumbs up on whatever platform you're watching us on. Let us know. Give us feedback. One more thing too is on when we do the Anunnaki. As I had said in the promo, we're probably going to end up trying to take some callers on the show that have any information or want to talk about some of the Anunnaki stuff. So direct message us over on Same Q's Different Views, or if you have any of our personal pages, Big Country, Parabellum, or myself, send us a direct message. Just shoot us that DM and let us know. Try to do it ahead of time, maybe this week coming, so we can make notes and know who's going to be wanting to be on the show. So we'll message you and give you the link to join the show for a couple minutes. We'll give you 2 or 3 minutes, and like I'd said in a previous episode, if you got something that's really interesting, we may keep you on longer than 2 or 3 minutes. So just, give us a shout, but go down there, smash that thumbs up, and God bless. And where we go one, we go all. We're going to scat out of here for the night, guys. Peace out.